out west by a super Walmart.
Farm Fleet?
I don't know.
I don't remember. Doesn't matter.
How's that coffee treating you?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just pretty good?
It's pretty good coffee. It's good coffee.
You're quiet today, John.
Yeah.
What's the matter?
I'm just waking up
What time did you get up?
about an hour ago. I spent all Saturday night standing out in the rain in a bonfire. So,
We're at Naperville?
a friend's house in Yorkville.
Nice.
Yeah, they threw a party and I played it. And then as soon as I got done, it started raining. And then we just stood out in the rain for about 4 hours. And I slept in my van with an air mattress that had a hole in it. So I kind of had to keep waking up intermittently throughout the night and putting air in it.
You're accustomed to sleeping in the rain, aren't you? Wink, wink.
Yeah. This time I had a roof over my head, though. Or did I hear?
You had a table over your head and a little tent above that table.
So I had 2 layers of protection.
It wasn't cold out either.
It wasn't?
It was July.
I wouldn't have known. Could have been a blizzard. No one would have had any difference.
We're talking about a good old sleepover after DC Fest.
Yeah.
You've slept here a couple times. I've slept at your barn, the Cook Farm,
Yeah.
a while ago. Some good nights.
I slept here once. I think that was
Just
it.
once? I
Yeah.
thought you stayed here once when you were recording, no? I think you slept on couch. Am I crazy?
Yeah, you're crazy.
Maybe I am.
Totally.
We've interacted too many times. I can't keep track anymore.
It's been...
6 years.
That's it?
6 years. It was, I believe, April 2015 when you first came through.
Huh.
You had long, luscious locks.
Yeah. Nice and greasy.
You were a greasy guy.
Try to look cool.
All dressed in black.
Yeah. Played terrible music.
No, it was great. It was amazing. It was the first time ever I experienced someone who had a custom kickbox drum and was able to do that with a kick pedal backwards, which is hard to do. It's like not very fluent feeling at first. I'm sure it was very hard. And then the tambourine on your left foot, slide guitar resonator, and then singing. I mean, I remember I tried to do it. I got on there and I was like, it was the weirdest feeling. I don't know how you do it. And you like mastered it.
It's a lot of dumb practice.
What was it like? Like, how did you come up with that concept at first to do the one-man band thing?
Well, a lot of like some blues recordings I listened to when I was younger. There's always like foot percussion in some form or fashion. So initially I built like a box. Built like a box out of birchwood, put some feet on it, and put like a condenser mic in the bottom of it, and I would mic up my feet like with that, and it sounded horrible. Like I had no idea how to work microphones or build like percussive boxes, and then I scratched that and bought the cajon, and then I just flipped the kick drum pedal around backwards and just started hitting it that way. And now they make them that way, so it's yeah.
Do you ever try anything else, or that's just been your method this whole time?
That's pretty much I wanted to get the kick drum and sit on a kick drum so I could have something that's actually made to do that, but I haven't done it.
Haven't done it yet?
No.
I think I've been telling you about that idea for like 3 years.
Yeah.
Because you're always like, how do I get it more punchy? And I keep going,
Yeah.
you should try that. And you're like, okay.
But it sounds good. It sounds good live.
It's different live. It
Yeah.
translates from a recording to live.
Yeah.
You get a lot more of that low-end reinforcement. Like a PA system can reproduce that much better than listening on someone's phone.
Right.
Like you can't hear
That low
those
frequency.
low frequencies
Yeah.
on phones or laptops. It's
And that's like, live is obviously my wheelhouse. That's what I do most. So I'm just lazy and I'm used to it.
When did you start playing music in general? Because you're what, 35?
I played guitar in high school.
High school.
Terribly on into college. And I started gigging when I was like 23 or 24.
It's about 12 years you've been doing it.
Yeah.
And everywhere around the country, right?
Yeah. Nothing too grand. I've done some like East and West Coast tours haphazardly. But I'm trying to get better at it, so.
Yeah. Just on your own? Just solo?
Yeah.
You ever try a band?
No.
Something you were talking about, right?
Always.
Yeah, just never.
Never.
You would make an excellent front man.
Yeah?
Yeah, you got the stare. You got that death stare.
I bet people love that.
Intimidating. Enticing, though.
That's what people want. They want to be intimidated.
Yeah, people do. I don't know. People are attracted to things that they fear.
You know who had a hell of a stare? Justin Towns Earl.
Not too familiar with who that is.
Steve Earle's kid.
Okay.
He passed away this past year. But man, he would lock in and he would just...
You have that, too.
Like that?
You don't smile? Well, you are now. You're just like, I'm going to kill you, so you better listen to me play.
Yeah.
How long did it take for you to hone in on that skill of the balancing four things, the tapping of the foot?
It's still taking.
Really? It seems flawless to me. I can't distinguish any like errors or mess ups. It's very, even your dynamics of like.
Yeah, that's the thing, is the dynamics I want to always be better.
Okay.
Just in terms of, I don't even know what you call it because I don't know anything about rhythm, but like, when I start shaking the tambourine for like I don't know what notes that would be.
The 16th notes, the up.
Yeah, like I'm
upbeat?
still working on that, like to go fluidly along with the kick and dropping it in and out. Because I'll listen back to some things and it's just like, well, the timing on that was weird.
But it's only you. Like you're competing with yourself.
Which is
it's
real
like,
humdinger.
It's like good and bad.
Yeah.
It's like, it's good because you have no one to like worry about. Like you don't have to worry about trying to figure out what's going on in a drummer's mind or the bass player's mind.
Yeah.
Like you're in control. But at the same time, because of that, it could probably get tongue-tied, and you could probably make, like when you make one error, probably is a domino effect on the rest of them.
Yeah, or there'll just be like a weird transition that most people live won't notice. But if I listen to it back or while I'm doing it, I'll be like, that transition was weird.
My favorite thing is, and I know you probably love it, is the in-between song, like banter when it's just you up there.
That's where I thrive.
That's where you thrive?
Yeah. My in-between song banter.
You're really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like a little comedian up there.
Yeah, right.
Something about like solo artists, sometimes they're like, you have to have this humor because you have such serious songs. Like, you have a lot of heavy songs.
Just sad bastard songs.
Yeah, sad bastard songs for real. Yeah. I've spent many times listening to your songs. And they're heavy. You have a couple feel good ones, but a lot of sad ones in there. So like to break that, especially that stare you have where you are a little cold, a little dead inside. And then you just say the goofiest stuff live. It's fun.
But most people don't understand it, and I don't even understand it when I'm saying it, and then I'll get lost in between songs just saying weird stuff, and people won't be engaging with it.
Yeah.
And then it's like, put your head down and start playing again and try to get past it as fast as possible.
Yeah. And people, you tend to play in front of a lot of crowds of bars, people drinking, having a good time.
Yeah.
They're just out there trying to eat and drink and socialize.
So when it gets really weird is when I'm playing like a house show and everyone's quiet and looking right at me.
Like my basement?
Yeah.
You've done that like 2 or 3 times, right?
Yeah. And then I say weird stuff there, and then it's even more intense.
Yeah. Do you play a lot of those like basement DIY shows like that, or is it more
enough.
like not enough?
Yeah.
You like them a lot more. I remember hearing you say that. Just the intimate feeling of that.
Sure.
Just being people on top of you. They're like, the bar scene is great. Probably pays a lot better, to be honest, because I know people that are going there have money. They have full-time jobs. They're going there for leisure.
Yeah.
Whereas the DIY scene, people are trying to like be a community and escape that, and it's not about money. It's not very corporate.
Yeah.
But you get that intimacy where people are like surrounding you and they're there to listen. They're not there to like eat their burger at the pub and get like a bunch of, high volume alcohol beverages. They're trying to like be present, listen, clap.
And there's house shows that are like that too. Like I played some over the years. I played a bunch where like the host of the party will be like, he'll like set the rules. Like during the music, everyone shut up. If you're not gonna shut up, you have to go outside. And there'll be like 20 people there just sitting doing it. And then they'll pass a hat around or whatever. There's all sorts of different ways to do it. Yeah,
that's the beauty of it. There's no like rule book. It's kind of a common sense thing. Like if someone's solo playing, you should be silent. If a band's playing, they're too loud, you can't talk anyway.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like just don't talk.
Yeah.
Go outside in the patio or go upstairs if you want to talk. It's usually not a problem here. There's been a couple times where I had to like tell people like, please like go outside. You're almost louder than the person performing.
Yeah.
Especially like, there's moments where you get real quiet. Your big kick and tambourine drops out and it's just you finger picking.
Yeah.
And it's like a pin. You can hear a pin drop.
Yeah. Well, you got a pretty tight ship around here, Ben. You got this pretty well figured out.
Beat somebody up if they don't listen to me.
I'd love to see you beat somebody up.
I couldn't beat up anybody. I would just like plead, please just respect this place. I don't want to call it.
But everyone does, for the most part.
Yeah, I've never had any serious issues. There's been a couple like one-offs. It's always a very drunk person. Like 100% of the time. I know you know that.
Yeah.
When someone's sober, unless they have some severe mental illness, like they don't cause problems. Or if they accidentally made a mistake, you ask them, they'll listen.
Yeah.
Because they're not drunk.
Yeah.
They go, my bad,
Yeah.
But yeah, there's no issues. There's enough people enough friends around to just intimidate any shenanigans.
Yeah.
And things like DZ Fest where there's 50, 60 people with red shirts on, like,
Yeah.
no one's going to cause a scene. There's also just a lot of people. It's daylight. Everyone could see you.
Yeah.
It's not like a big fest where you can go hide away. It's like everyone
Or drink
can
a
see.
bunch of whiskey and go sleep under a table somewhere.
That was really funny. I think we have that recorded still, that whole conversation. We were passing around the Zoom recorder, all talking about like DZ Fest, and you were just saying the funniest things.
I really hope that doesn't exist.
I don't think it does, but I think like the recording exists. I don't think it's on the internet. I don't think it ever will be, but
All right.
I just love knowing.
I don't remember that.
Oh, man. One of the worst drinking, well, best but worst drinking experiences I ever had was at the bar you worked
Yeah,
at.
you drank that night.
Like a lot. And you got us a bunch of McDonald's that night.
Yeah. I got like 20 chicken sandwiches. The woman at the drive-thru, she says, "What?" I heard her talking to like the other workers. Like, that doesn't make any sense. She was angry. And I got all the food for you guys.
Thanks, John. You saved a lot of lives that
Yeah.
night.
Did you guys camp out?
We camped out. The next day we were driving back up to Chicago. And I didn't feel too hot. Very hungover. One of the top like hungover moments of my life. It was hot out. It was June 2016, I believe. And we're driving back, and turned out my friend like left his wallet in the van, and we had to go. We were like halfway home. We were by like Dwight, like 50, 60 miles away. I had to turn back, bring
You
it
came
back.
back to the farm?
No, back to where he lived in Bloomington.
Oh, okay.
Bring it back to his apartment, and then go back again.
Oh, no.
And I had a recording session that day with a band from out of town.
No.
And I was,
You tell your buddy that's too bad.
well, when he said that, the thought of it, like how sick I was feeling, and the thought of it, I was like, pull over the car, and I jumped out on the side of I-55 and threw up everywhere. In the middle of the day, just the thought of having to go back and feeling quite sick. And it didn't help that everyone in the van was like laughing and pointing and mocking me, because I usually don't do that. You know,
Yeah.
I don't.
You cut loose a little bit.
I normally don't, and no one ever sees me like in that place.
Yeah.
Being, vulnerable and sick. So they had fun with it. There's nothing worse than when you're like feeling like death, throwing up, and people are just laughing at you.
They're enjoying your misery.
Yeah, that's a bad place to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are
So,
good parties, though.
oh my God, that was fun. The roast, the big roast, and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We pulled off, well, I think we did like 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
You came down for one of them. Yeah, those were good times.
A couple outside shows by the.
Yeah, that's
we
right.
Did, we did one
outdoor
inside, one outside. That's when we had there was a really cool band who.
Aaron Kelly band.
Aaron Kelly,
Buddy
really
Aaron.
good.
Yeah. That was a good night.
And then you had someone open up for you. She was really good too.
Darian, she worked there at the time. Yeah.
How'd you find that place? How'd you get hooked up with that job, that life at the farm?
Well, I moved to Bloomington, I don't know, a long time ago. It was like 26, and I worked on a different farm down there. I got an internship working there, and then I did like almost a full season there. And at the time that I was there, I met my buddy that had this one that I ended up on for a long time. And I came back into town and just kind of gave him a hand one day, and then we kind of worked out a living situation where I could just live there and exchange labor for rent. And I did that for 3 or 4 years. And then a couple of years I went on there full-time and farmed full-time, and then just kind of did music on the weekends.
What did that entail, farming full time on that type of farm?
Well, just propagating plants, putting them in the ground, taking care of them while they're in the ground, cutting them and harvesting them and slinging them.
How much land were you like trying to take care
It
of?
went from like 4 acres up to maybe 8 or 10.
And how many people were like working it?
It varied every year. The first year I went full-time. I think there was like 4 or 5 of us. And then I feel like the crew every year is different. But yeah, I'd say around 5 or 6 people.
That's no joke of a job.
It's pretty labor intensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's super satisfying. So,
In what way?
well, I just like the process of like expending energy to create energy. So all the energy you're putting in the ground, you're putting in the food, you're then getting right back in the form of food.
Yeah.
So, I don't
It's
know.
like a lost appreciation, even a lost art. People think of like farmers are like all these like dumb people that live out in the middle of nowhere. Like
Yeah.
they're off the fringe of society.
Yeah.
And it's like those people, are responsible for all the food we have.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, like where else do you get it from?
Yeah. The farming system is pretty wild in this state, though.
How so?
Well, I don't know if you drive down I-55 at all.
I do often.
Yeah, see, I do like twice a week.
I want you to elaborate, though, for the listeners who don't drive down I-55.
Well, corn and soybean fields that go on for miles and miles and miles is probably not ideal for the earth, for us.
What do we do about this?
I don't know, Ben. I don't want to get into this shit.
No? You're like, I'm sick and tired of farm.
No, I'm just too dumb to really talk about it, like, but...
It is a problem, though.
I like growing food. I like growing food on plots of ground that are super diverse and have, lots of variety. Simple inputs, simple outputs. Not something that, you get on a $500,000 machine and stick things into the ground with GPS and...
A robot just drives around.
Yeah.
You didn't do that in your farm, right? The farm you worked at?
No GPS.
No. Just humans.
Pulling straight lines just keep it on the level.
And you had like a lot of chickens?
Yeah.
Some pigs?
We went through animals. I mean, we did chickens for a while. They don't do them anymore. We did pigs like 2 or 3 years. Don't really do that anymore either.
Some of the worst sleep I've ever had in my life. Note to self, people. Do not sleep next to pigs or chickens if you want to sleep at all.
Yeah.
All I heard all night was a little zap because it hit their butt against the fence.
Yeah.
And then that rooster, it was like 3:15 a.m.
Yeah.
A true cock-a-doodle-doo.
Yeah.
And on the tip of like it was like a movie, like on
Yeah.
the tip edge of the peak of the barn. I wish I would have shot that thing with a gun if I had it.
And you were struggling, so it just made everything worse.
Well, there was I stayed the night like 3 times. One of the times I didn't drink that much, and it was just one of those nights where I just kept hearing just pigs squealing all night. Oh, they're so annoying. They're cute.
They're real cute.
Cute.
They taste really good too.
Don't want to fall into that pig pen.
Mm-mm.
They'll kill you, eh?
They'll eat you.
Did you ever have any close calls with anybody?
We had some pigs like get out. That's always like real intense.
How do you get them back? They're huge.
You just kind of like shuffle around them a little bit.
What are they? They're like what, 150 pounds more?
Yeah, a little bit upwards of that when they're ready to go into the locker. But it's just scary because like when one of those gets out, the house is on a 4-lane highway basically. So if a pig like that gets in the road and the car hits it, that car is going to be destroyed and people are going to get really, really badly hurt.
Yeah.
So
And they're not fast, are they?
pigs?
I don't know anything about
Not
them.
really.
No.
I could trot it out a little bit, but not too efficient. But yeah, for the most part, I mean, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the process of it all and learning how to do all that stuff. But I don't know.
Time to move on.
Yeah,
You haven't done that in a bit, right?
Well, last year was my first year off the farm, and I was going to go hit the music pretty hard. Then a few things happened.
Couple
that didn't quite
two-tree
didn't quite pan
issues.
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this year is the year.
How was I know this is an easy question to answer. How has it affected you, this pandemic, being a solo?
Oh, we're going to talk about it?
Of course.
Oh, man.
Full-time musician. I mean, you've been doing the musician full-time gig for...
Well, it's just funny because I was farming full-time for however those 2 years, and the music thing was like a side hustle. And then I finally decided to flip back, and then everything just fell apart.
So you did it full-time before, then farmed,
Yeah.
and then tried to do it again, then it flipped on you?
It's always been like 50-50. I've always trying to find a balance between labor and joy. Mm-hmm. Well, that's weird. No. I mean...
It's joy.
Well, I get joy out of both of them, but... I don't know.
It's a different type of labor. When you're using your mind and emotions.
Yeah, my hands are soft, Ben.
Mine too. I love it.
I hate it.
You got some big hands.
I know, but they're so soft.
You were a football player, right?
Yeah.
In college and high school?
Yeah.
Yeah. Any issues up
Oh,
there?
I'm sure. I'm sure. Just wait on that for another
You
20 years.
played North Central?
Yeah.
Yeah. What position?
Defensive end.
Any scares?
Brain-wise?
Mm-hmm. Any hard hits? Any
Yeah.
bells
Well,
rung?
they say offensive, defensive line are the worst.
Right.
Because you're constantly hitting your head.
And you're a
every
pretty
play.
big guy. What are you, like 6'2"?
6 foot.
You seem bigger. It's the boots.
It's the boots. I got
You and
the
your boots. Every time I see him,
couple
like, you're so
inches on there.
tall.
Yeah.
It's the boots. It's an optical illusion. You're not that big. You're not that tough.
No, I'm not tough
The
at all.
mustache and the boots.
tough
It's
at
all
all.
for show. Yeah, you got that farm strength, though.
Used to. Now I'm soft.
You do look a little soft. You got to just, go to the gym, work out at home.
See,
do
but
some pull-ups.
that's what I don't like, because it's like, oh, you're expending all this energy for that, when it's just like, well, you could go expend your energy out in the field somewhere and actually be growing food.
Yeah.
So I tried to play the balance, but it didn't work.
Yeah.
Because like the people I was working with, like my buddies, my really good friends, like they needed like me to be locked in full time, and I was still trying to do this other thing. So it was like, you got to commit. For me, like I need to be singularly focused. I can't do like many things at once, because I feel like I want to be really good at one thing. And if I'm trying to do, well, or like small, like vegetable operation, like being a farmer, like on something like that, and playing music, they don't go well together.
How so? Elaborate.
Well, the life of a musician is not all that. I don't know.
What do you mean?
Like
you're
the
not a
hours
millionaire
don't
living
really
in
work.
LA?
The hours don't really work out too well. No.
Terrible hours.
Yeah. You got one gig where you need to be up at 6 in the morning. You got another gig where you need to be out till 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
So,
What's your favorite window? Like, if you could pick a window to perform, what would it be? It's best for you.
I don't know. I had a couple gigs right now that they start like 7:30. So you start when the sun's up, and then you go till
7:30 a.m.
Oh, I'm talking music. Are you talking about farming?
I'm talking about music.
Music, yeah, 7:30 at night.
Okay, I was gonna say. you said you start when the sun's up. Oh, I see. The
Still
sun's
out.
still out.
Yeah,
Yeah. So it's 7:30 to 10:30.
Yeah.
That's not bad. You could still have like a sleeping
And then
schedule.
you get home, be normal.
So for 3 hours, are you playing originals, covers, both?
Both.
Is that just what you do? Is that what venues ask based on?
I don't do anything people ask me to do.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's a good answer.
Except
for this podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm always very upfront. Like whoever hires me for whatever, they know that they're getting what I do, and I'm not gonna do anything else outside of that in terms of covers or any of that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you pay.
I play covers, but like I'm not having someone
Not
tell
many.
me. Yeah.
I think like
They're
I've
probably
recorded-
more than you know, and you just like
I
they're
don't
so
know.
bastardized that they don't sound like anything you've heard before.
And I'm not familiar with a lot of like country and folk and bluegrass and old time covers. And
Gotta get you up to speed, Ben.
I try. I throw myself into the world.
You do.
There's only so much I know, though. It's the same thing with like R&B and hip hop. Like I've been learning a lot more about it, but I never grew up with it. I never listened to it in high school. So to be detached for so long, to dive back into it takes a long time. I'm so familiar with like rock, indie rock, experimental music. Like that's always been my bread and butter. So I'm trying to expand, and doing DZ record and recording bands has been the best method, because I say yes to everybody because I just want to record music. I don't really care about the genre.
Dude, million streams.
A million. Crazy, huh?
That's amazing.
You're a part of a lot of them. Thanks.
Yeah, if you would only listen to me when I told you to pull my videos down, I'd be in much better shape.
Wait, oh yeah, we still have to do that. We'll talk.
You
about
haven't done that yet?
I don't remember.
I gave you a list.
It happens enough to where I can't keep track. We'll talk about it after the podcast.
Okay.
I got you.
Thanks. I don't like anything that I do that's like over 2 years old.
Really? They're so good. I'd say like the musicianship is great. It's my old shaky cameras that are not good.
Production value is great. It's me. It's always me.
Well, at least we're both on the same page. I don't like what I did. You don't like what you did. So
Your videos always look good.
they've gotten better, thank God. But it takes time. It takes a long time to get to that place.
Yeah.
They started out so shaky and so just guessing on everything, the lights, the sound.
I think that's how it goes, though.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is.
I wouldn't say I really have a great idea in terms of what I'm doing right now, but back then I had zero.
You just said yes to
I had
everything,
like
right?
negative ideas in terms of what I was doing. None of it made any sense.
Would you would you put up a front to the people, so you just be like, at least I could pretend like I know what I'm doing, so I can at least get some money?
We try to be confident.
Confident, but like you still are kind of like, well, yeah, I'll do that. I'll play a 3-hour set. I only have an hour and 20 in me, but I guess I'll just do that because I need $200 or something.
I think I always was able to do it, it just wasn't well.
Wasn't solid.
Didn't do anything well.
So
I'm not like a percussionist. I don't know how to like keep rhythm. I couldn't play to a metronome to save my life. I wasn't great at playing guitar, and then I bought a banjo and started playing slide guitar too. And those are like, I mean, people spend time like just honing in on one instrument, and I took on like 5 at once, and I wasn't proficient at any of them. And it was just like,
but it made you better.
If I can throw it all together and like make a lot of sound, then I'll fool somebody.
You fooled me. You fooled a lot of people. You're still fooling people.
Yeah.
I think that's a great way to learn. Throw yourself into the depths.
And then like, you know, get a PA and like try to learn how to run sound. I have no idea what I'm doing. I've gone through like 5 different PAs just trying to figure out how to run my own sound.
That box is tricky. It's like you need a subwoofer for that thing to really be producing.
Well, I bought
sounds.
the new QSCs. I think they're 10s, and I got the nice Shure Beta kick drum mic in the back, and it's good. It has a really nice tight. Yeah, I like the way it sounds.
That like low end though. That would
Low
require like an 18-inch subwoofer.
Yeah, I don't want that though.
It's too big.
Yeah,
it's too heavy. Too
much
much power.
I'll play nice rooms. Like I'll play rooms where they have all that capacity, and I want that out. Like I want a tight tail on that.
I get you.
Just a quick thump, punch, and none of that like.
Nice quick decay.
Yeah,
fast attack.
Yeah,
quick decay.
Exactly.
The John Till Special.
Yeah.
What's the biggest venue you've ever performed in?
Probably the Castle Theater in Bloomington.
What's the capacity there?
I should know, but I don't.
Was it packed?
I mean, it was packed for me.
Nice.
I mean, it's probably like, I should know this. Probably
500?
Bigger than that. It's probably 8 or 9.
Oh, that is big.
Have you never been in there?
No.
It's a great room. It's the gem of the town.
That's like their main venue place when bands come through, right?
Yeah. So yeah, that's probably the biggest one. I love playing there. Such a cool space. I've seen shows there.
I need to go there.
You should. It's the perfect size to see a show. It's not too big. You can get around easily, you know, quick back and forth to the bar, and you're not far away anywhere in there.
Where is it located?
It's just right downtown pretty much.
Oh, I don't know how I missed it. I've been to the Night Shop. You ever performed there?
I love the Night Shop.
Night Shop's cool.
Yeah, I'm waiting for them to reopen. I think they're opening back up I think I saw something that said June.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Chris is awesome. It's such a cool spot. He brings like touring bands through like all week long.
I know a lot of touring bands that have played there.
Yeah, it's so great.
I'll see it on their list. I was like, oh, cool.
The town needed something like that.
I know.
And they are just killing it. So I'm excited for them to reopen.
Where's been your other favorite place to play around the country?
I'm blanking. I mean, I played some really cool spots over the years, but I mean, for me, I just like playing outside on a nice day. You know, there's people out doing their thing, and whether it's a bar, patio, or house party or whatever, as long as I have good sound and like the weather's nice and like I can hear everything well, I'm happy.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I mean, one of my favorite performances was when you wore that. I think it was a Jordan jersey or a Pippen jersey.
That's Rodman.
Was it Rodman? I get one of the three. Yeah. I'll get it. Well, it was 6 years ago at DZ Fest 2015. And that was a really good set.
That's the video I want you to get out of there.
That's the one you don't like? Heading for the Coast?
I'm not a fan of that version.
I got you. I'll make it unlisted or private for you.
Yeah, thank you. I'm wearing like stupid like welder's glass. I don't know, like shop glasses, and I look like a clown.
Your long, luscious locks.
Yeah, that song is like. I mean, I wrote it back then. I'm still playing it. I'm still like trying to figure it out.
Really?
Yeah.
You're obsessed, huh?
Well, like I just wanted it to sit in the pocket.
It sat in the pocket then.
Doesn't feel like
what
it.
Pocket? You have this arbitrary pocket.
Like a vocal pocket, maybe. Like
you don't even know. You're saying maybe.
Well, it's like I'm always singing like really bombastically when I was younger because I didn't know what the hell I was doing, so I just bring a lot of power, and there wasn't like. It didn't really leave much to be desired. If you're singing full throttle, like for 3 minutes straight, you're not like building, doing anything. You're just singing. Mm-hmm. It's like, all right, dude.
Yeah, you want a nice dynamic.
We get it. You're loud. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, like that early shit. Like that's what I feel like I'm doing.
You were just going for it.
Just because the lack of understanding, you know. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad we're gonna sit here for 3 hours and just really work on the shortcomings of all my skill sets.
I'd like to talk more about the music industry at your level, like what you're doing, because there's a lot of people who are trying and are doing it, and it's hard. Forget there was ever a pandemic, right? Just in general, to live off playing shows. Like you're a solo artist, so you're keeping all the money, but you have to do everything yourself. Do you go through any agents, booking agents, press, anything?
No.
You just do it all yourself?
Yeah. I don't think I do anything particularly well, but I mean, I have a formula that's been working pretty well. I mean, I'm able to support myself on it when I can play shows for real.
Yeah.
Like I got 3 this weekend, and I'll do fine.
Nice.
So
Summer will look good. All those outside events you can do.
yeah, it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Just hoping for good weather.
Yeah. I've been on the fence about doing anything outside. I was like, I think I might save any event for just DZ Fest. Like come out
Yeah.
after this hiding with a big bang, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got. What am I doing this weekend? Oh, yeah, I got 3 shows this weekend. They're all outside.
You want to promote them? And this episode will come out Wednesday or even tomorrow, so people can hear it.
If I had my phone on me, I'd remember the gigs.
Happens all the time. It happens so much.
What am I doing? Oh my God, I'm playing Whiskey Acres in DeKalb on Friday. Saturday, I'm playing at Poor Brothers in Peoria, and those are both really nice outdoor areas. And then Sunday, it's a private party, so you can't come.
Okay, well, let me know about it. I'll be there. Okay. You do private parties? Mm-hmm. Some rich banker gives you
mostly
$10,000 to play for an hour.
Yeah.
Is that too little? Do you need more?
Maybe a little bit more.
It is weird when you get those rare gigs where it is someone who has a lot of money and they like don't understand how much you're used to making and they way overpay and you're like, oh.
That doesn't happen to me too often.
Me neither. I was hoping it does to you, so you could tell me about it.
I mean, sometimes like I'll throw a number out and people are like, okay. I'm like, damn, I should throw a couple extra zeros on there.
Yeah, when they say okay with comments, like, man.
Well, that's the hardest thing is like pricing yourself.
Yeah.
You know.
Weird. It's really
you undercharge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told you that.
Yeah, it's a hard one. It's a hard one because there's a philosophy to it, and I don't know. Some people, I've dealt with the spectrum of people who have nothing to people who have enough money, and they're like, that's so cheap. And
yeah.
I never really know. I want to give people a place to record.
Yeah.
You know, meet them in the middle.
Allow people to have access. Yeah, for sure.
And like you, it's all me. So like I do everything myself now. So it's like but I have to remember that I do everything myself now because I put in the 10 years to get to that point. So
that's the other thing. Yeah, it's like you feel like for me at times like I feel like I'm making decent money, but you spread that over those first like whatever 6 or 7 years. You know, that just gets a little thinner. Yeah,
it's not much after that.
Starting to make sense now, but whatever. I'm glad.
Hey, we got to learn somehow. There's no rule book for this. When you when you're on your own doing something that is a creative production brand endeavor. I hate that word, but you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no guideline. And you can probably relate to this. It's somewhat annoying when people try to give you their unsolicited advice about something they don't do, and they're like, you should do this. And they're like, but you don't understand. Like,
no idea.
You're missing all the moving parts as to how I even got to
system.
This. Yeah, it's hard.
That was like the coolest thing about farming was like just watching my buddy develop his systems. I mean, because they go on forever in terms of like planting, machinery, infrastructure. Like, because I mean, you too. Like, you have all these inputs and all these ways like where you have to like allocate your time and you have to like divvy up and make sure that certain things are getting more attention than others at certain times. You know, I think that's so interesting, just to see people's systems and like how they work, because they're so intricate to like that specific person. You know?
It's a very intricate thing.
Like specifically, like that farm, like that system worked for him. Like he created that, and you know, it works with the ground that he has, the money that he has, you know, all that stuff, and it's just so cool. I'd spent a long time there, and just seeing it kind of evolve into what it is now, which is it's a pretty amazing operation. So
he's got more people there now.
More people, bigger, more ground.
Oh, cool.
So yeah,
that's the same guy who had it when we had the shows.
Same place. Yeah,
he's a nice guy.
Yeah, he's a great dude.
Man, are there a lot of those operations around the country?
There's a lot in that Bloomington area.
Okay.
People doing different. I mean, again, everything's like kind of a different. Everyone's going at their own speed, doing their own angle.
And you would sell that stuff at the local farmers market.
Farmers markets, and then there was. We'd sell to chefs in Chicago.
Oh, that's cool.
different restaurants and stuff, and then grocery stores down in Central Illinois.
Did you sell to that nice, like farm to table restaurant in downtown Bloomington? I forget the name of it.
Epiphany. They supply their own. They're their own farm. That's where I started. That was my first.
Oh, okay.
My first farm that I was on. But yeah, they grow their own food for the restaurants. But we would sell a night shop and stuff like that. They buy stuff from us.
What was the main, any type of vegetable, like all types? Did you have any specialties? Anything you focused on based on the climate and resources?
There's just a huge variety. More than I could retain. Yeah. I was more just kind of like the nuts and bolts guy that would just get on like a tractor or just work on the machinery. I wasn't very skilled in the greenhouse and like knowing different varieties and stuff. There's so many.
Yeah.
They're very diverse.
Did you wear hearing protection?
Yeah, for sure.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially as a musician.
Yeah.
You would have some messed up ears.
I think I do. I think my hearing is messed up in my right ear.
Really? Why do you think that?
Because I have like static in there every once in a while. It sounds like static. Like
Have you been to an audiologist?
Not in a while. But like when I'm singing really loud sometimes, or when I'm hearing something that's really loud, it'll be like crackling.
Oh no. You should get that looked into, Mr.
Well, I figure it's already like that, so what are they going to do? Just tell me that it's like that? Like, it's already
You
lost.
sound like every American man ever. Well, I figured it's broke, so what are we going to do? Well, they can pinpoint maybe a problem. There's things you try to do. They can at least inform you on what you shouldn't be doing, maybe how to cater towards it. You should get those custom sensophonic earplugs, the ones I have. I probably have told you about them before.
Yeah.
Great for playing shows, and you can buy the filters.
Yeah,
so if you want to hear yourself on stage, but you don't want to lose too much volume, you can buy like the negative
But like
9.
for me, like on stage, like I don't have to worry about that. It's not loud. It's just me. I'm not sitting next to a drummer.
That's true. Yeah, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's not so much loud, it's duration. If you're up there for 3 hours, I've heard the volume on your stage. 3 hours of that is enough.
Well, then I'll just turn the monitor down. Because, I mean, it's either turn the monitor down or I put something in my ear that's going to obstruct me hearing the monitor, so I could just turn my volume down, right?
Yeah, you could. You could. There's a lot of things. The trick to it, too, is over time, you get listener's fatigue, so you have to start compensating by playing heavier or louder just to get back to that threshold of where things felt normal.
Right, gotcha.
Yeah.
I've also wondered if it's just like an elements thing, like, because I remember, like if I was driving back from Nashville and just going like, up and down, like different like barometric pressures and stuff. It's kind of like pressure in my ear kind of sets it off. So I don't particularly know what it is, but maybe I should go figure it out.
You should find out. It could be something you do something about. It could be something that you have to live with, but you could better like handle it and understand it. Maybe not wonder at night or be stressed out about it when it is happening.
Yeah.
Having that peace of mind, just knowing like, okay, this is something I have to deal with, Because the hearing it's something there's not much you can do when there's issues. Have you seen the movie The Sound of Metal?
Yeah, it's so good.
Oh my God, it was so good. I watched it I watched it the night before the Oscars when it won for achievement in sound, which is bothers me that they summed up sound mixing and sound editing together for the Oscars. Personally, for those listening, it's not cool.
No.
Those are two separate things, and they're what makes movies cool. And if you don't believe me, next time you watch a cool movie, unplug the audio and just stare at it and see how much fun it is.
Yeah. I believe you, Ben.
Yeah, thanks. I'm glad you do, but others are just, I don't know. People watch movies on their phone, so I guess they don't even know anymore. But that movie was so good and really heavy. I've always been afraid of that. That's why I'm very anal about my hearing with the earplugs and stuff. But hopefully people who watch it realize like that could happen to anybody.
Yeah.
But obviously if you're a drummer in a thrasher metal experimental band, like it's probably going to happen to you at some point.
Yeah. That was based off of a real duo, wasn't it?
Was it?
I think so.
I don't know.
I think there was a little bit of a true story behind that.
It's a really good movie.
Yeah. That was
And
awesome.
it's really interesting because I remember learning about elements of the deaf community in college. I took a whole course on hearing called Studies in Hearing, and it's a weird dilemma. Like when they're deaf, they don't see it as a disability, so they don't want themselves or their children to get cochlear implants or have any type of operations because it's not a disability; it's just a way of living. But then there's the argument like, what if that kid has the opportunity to hear? Hearing is the way we interface with the world. It's one of the most important senses we have.
Yeah.
It keeps us. You could argue is the first sense kept us alive in caves and jungles. You can't see at night. You you can only smell so far, but you can hear stuff really well, and you
Yeah.
can locate it on your horizontal plane, So, yeah, it's a heavy one, and the younger you are when you get a cochlear implant, the better your brain can develop to decipher it. Like, he was having so many issues because it's, essentially this microphone that
Yeah.
you don't pick and choose what goes into a microphone.
Yeah.
This microphone right now, there's other sounds going on. It's going to pick it up too. Or hearing the cocktail effect of, I can pick to focus on you and ignore other things,
Yeah.
And so the older you are when you get a cochlear implant, the more detrimental it is to like not being able to decipher sounds when they hit you.
Yeah.
So if like a 1 or 2, 3-year-old can get it, it's probably better off. But that's up to the parents, and it's tricky. I don't have a dog in the fight. I'm not deaf. I can't relate, but it's a strange one. That's a hard one. Like if you knew your kid could hear, but then you might be like, well, I don't want my kid to hear, and then we can't. My wife and I and my family or our friends in this community, and now they can, and now they're like, we can't associate with them in the same way.
Yeah, it's crazy, like, just how that movie, kind of raised my awareness. I didn't really thought much about anything like that. But, yeah, it's
just in your
ball of
field,
wax.
Yeah. You want to play music forever.
Yeah.
And if you take care of your hearing, as you know, playing music, it's not the most hard job on your body. So you can do it for a long time. Like, people who play music can play till they die, till their 80s, 90s. But you lose your hearing and you can't recognize pitch anymore. It gets a little hard. And it's got to be the saddest thing to be like a real musician. It's like your passion, your life brings you joy, as you said, and then all of a sudden you can't do it anymore.
Yeah. That's where I feel like I'm getting ahead because I'm solo and I'm not like fighting over amps and drummers and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
The place where I do the most damage to my hearing is when I'm in the car. And my radio's up as loud as it'll go. I'm screaming.
You gotta take it down a couple
But
notches.
it feels really good to get like you kind of had a late night the night before, and then you get in your car and you got to get somewhere, and you just get blasted on caffeine.
Yeah.
And you try singing as hard as you can, or you don't try. I sing as hard as I can, and
Are you singing like thrash metal? You're screaming.
No, I'll sing like
I'm just just going nuts.
Yeah. I'll be singing like I don't know, people that I'm trying to think. Recently it's been like I'll try to sing like Susan Tedeschi, or I'll sing like Black Crowes or something. It's really, really belted out. And I'll be hitting it like for like, half hour. I'll be in the pocket. And then my vocal cords just get exhausted because I'm hungover and dehydrated. But I'm amped up, so I'm trying to do it. But I love singing in the car.
I do too. I'm not really a singer, so when I'm in the car, I go for it.
Yeah.
I get nuts. I'm playing drums, I'm playing guitar. I try my best to play every instrument in the car. Like for real. Like I try to like teach myself the drums while I'm driving.
Dashboard piano.
Playing that, especially like going down an ISU, going 80, put your cruise control on.
Yeah.
My alignment's good, so I can kind of just let go.
Yeah.
On those, there's a couple straightaways that are like, there's that 6-mile straightaway by Dwight.
Yeah.
And then there's a 4-mile straightaway past Pontiac by the ISU farm. Do you know what I'm talking about? I know you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Where you can go really fast.
Yeah.
And there's nobody around, no cops or anything. And you could just go straight. And I'm just like having fun playing. Maybe hit 100 or so.
What are you driving? What's out there? And then which one's yours?
It's a Honda
The little
Civic.
what color is it?
Silver, gray silver.
Okay.
When you're out on those open roads, those straightaways, and there's nothing in sight, 100 feels like nothing.
Yeah.
It really doesn't.
Depending on the car you're driving.
Well, it's a newer car. It's smooth. Like it doesn't shake or anything.
Yeah.
You would never know.
My my new rig does not like doing 80.
Your new van?
Yeah.
Really? It's new.
But it's really windy out there on 55
Yeah,
a lot
and
of times.
it's like a sail.
It's a high top.
It's a tall one. You could stand up around it, right?
Yeah.
You're inside.
It's a V6. Well, I went from a V8 to a V6 down to a V6, and it's just like there's a lot less power. So like maintaining that speed up, like I find like the sweet spot for it's like about 70 miles an hour.
Better gas mileage at 70.
Yeah. It's just
Safer.
Yeah, much safer.
Boring.
Yeah. I got to get used to it though,
Yeah.
but it's fine. It's good. It's great. Wonderful.
I bet you've been driving random stuff since I've known you.
Yeah. Yeah, the Tahoe was the one that got me coast to coast. But I put there's like 308,000 miles on it. It's now for sale. I'm gonna sell it for $1,000.
3. You went to the moon and back a little bit with that.
Yeah.
Wow, 308,000. That's all you?
No.
Oh,
My parents bought it in 2003, and I bought it off of them. I don't know how many years ago.
Any transmission changes? That's original 308,000. Wow, you got lucky.
Well, they say that era of Chevys was really good. They're Vortec motors. They're bulletproof. It's pretty common to see those out still on the road. And they're clean miles. They're a lot of highway miles. It's not crazy town driving.
That's what all mine are.
Yeah.
I bought it with 20,000, and it's at like 60. But I'd say out of that 40,000 I put on it, like 35 is just all highway.
Yeah.
Like 70 to 80 miles an hour, cruise control.
Right. That's what that is on that one too. So it's still going. Like, I mean, I miss it, but I didn't feel comfortable for my tour to Colorado in July. I didn't really want to take it into the mountains.
No, 308,000
it's like,
anymore.
Because then you're behind the 8 ball. Should you break down, then like that just obviously that's going to mess up all sorts of scheduling problems. So I just try to get out in front of it.
Just Colorado you're going to?
Well, I'm playing my way out and then the way back.
What cities?
On the way out, it's Des Moines, Omaha, Kearney, and then I'll be in Golden, Fort Collins, Creed, Durango, Mancos, and I'm trying to hit Santa Fe on the way back.
No Denver?
I couldn't land anything.
No mushrooms?
No. I thought Denver would happen, but I didn't get anything figured out. And then just coming back through Wichita, and then like Independence, Missouri. That's like a 2-week run.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Alone?
I think my brother's gonna come with me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So we're gonna sleep in the van together. And
is he close in your age?
No, we're 12 years apart.
Oh, older or younger?
Older.
Oh, wow.
He's a teacher. He's got the summers off.
Oh, okay.
So
That's cool.
We're gonna go out and do it up.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
It's got to be interesting to do a lot of them alone. Just always alone.
Good and bad, yeah. The first tours I did, and I wasn't like playing great shows, but I was like traveling for an extended period of time, and there was a lot of anxiety. I would drink a lot of coffee and smoke a lot of cigarettes, and it's just like,
you were a cigarette smoker?
I'm in a town where I don't know anyone. I'm like, my heart is going up and down in the middle of the day trying to figure out what to do with myself, and then like go play a show to people that like. A lot of those shows were places where people weren't expecting to be out hearing music. So it was like dinner crowds and not good.
Yeah. They didn't really actually want you there.
No. God, no.
Heading for the coast. Tell this thumping guy.
This guy? Shut up. This guy go away.
Oh, man. You correct me if I'm wrong. This is my assumption of you, John. You seem more introverted. You seem quiet and tend to be alone.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's good. I don't know. I try to keep it balanced, but if I'm going to default, yeah, it's definitely going to be by myself. Yeah.
Is it you always been that way?
I guess. And I don't know. I like being around people. It's just I don't always have a lot to say. I'm the youngest of 6 kids.
Oh.
So no one really cared what little John had to say. Yeah. They were on to different things. They didn't really care about my situation.
Oh, youngest of 6. That's old school.
Yeah.
Wow. And you're 35. So how old's your oldest sibling?
50.
Wow. That's interesting.
Yeah.
It's a wide range. I'm the youngest at 31. My sister's your age. So
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So I just grew up kind of listening to people talk about what they had going on, and I was just
Observer.
Yeah.
You extrapolate that and right, like, does that you think your lyrics come from?
No.
Out of that observation in
I
life?
don't know where they come.
Yeah, like, I don't think about it.
They don't come often enough. I don't write enough songs. I think I'm too.
What do you have in your arsenal? How many you hanging on
I
to?
have no idea.
50?
Less.
30?
25.
25.
I mean,
Really?
a lot of the ones that I recorded back when I don't even play anymore, which is probably normal.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard you do a show, like the 2 I've recorded, the full length, it was like 18, 20 songs you did.
Yeah, but that was probably 4 or 5 covers in there.
Yeah.
But
That barn one sounded cool.
if only I was better.
I thought it sounded great. It sounded. I remember Trevor and I climbed way up there and put up those room mics.
Yeah, I wish we could do that again. I wish we could
We
do
should
that.
do it again.
Like, well, the problem is the highway. Like that's
That wasn't
right up
that
front.
bad though.
You didn't get any road noise.
No, especially at night.
Yeah. I was thinking it'd be really cool to do like a session up there where at like 3 a.m. where there's no cars and it's just dead quiet.
If you do a weekday, not even at 3, just a weekday at like midnight or 1, it's probably fine. I didn't hear anything.
Yeah.
You close that big back window and everything, it's good.
Yeah.
It's not that busy of a road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you'll get the occasional semi just roaring by.
It could be kind of cool, though.
Maybe.
Especially if it's like a live thing, like
Yeah.
deliberate, like this is live at a farm.
Yeah.
That was really cool. Sounded cool. We could do it so much better now with the gear I have and the knowledge. And you're better, right?
Yeah.
It's been 6 years.
That's crazy.
That is crazy, man. That was really cool. I've never seen such a good trust system amongst a community. Just like a bucket of like hundreds of dollars in it. I'd be terrified to leave that out. Like I have a little tiny one that has a bike chain connected to it to like a pipe in my garage. There's like lights everywhere, and there's always someone outside smoking.
Yeah.
And there's probably like $100 there, and I'm like scared.
Yeah.
And you just have this big, like bucket, like pail that horses drink out of, just filled with cash, just wads of cash. The community's putting out there. Everyone's got like a potluck and stuff.
Yeah. They're all family and friends.
That's what's cool about that, though.
Yeah.
I like those types of communities. I mean, I never had any issues, but around here, it's just not the same.
Yeah.
You can't trust. I would never leave an open face. Someone's gonna grab something.
Yeah.
There's always that person.
Yeah. I had played a gig once, and I watched a kid put his hand in my tip jar and walk away with it. And I had to go confront him about it. He pulled he went in there, and he was like looking through the billfolds, and he found 20, and he was just like, huh. He put the little shit put it in his
How old
pocket and
was
walked
he,
away.
think?
He was probably 6.
Oh,
But I was like,
should have grabbed him by his ankle and held him upside down.
I went up to him, I was like, you mind if I get that back? He like threw it on the chair next to him and walked away.
Wow. Where were
I
his
was like,
parents?
I was like, do I tell his parents? I did. Well, I told the friends of the parents. I was like, hey, just so you know,
good.
the kid's just yanking money out of
That
people's
could
tip
be the
jars.
pathway to prison, or to like never doing that again. Like, I made one mistake.
That was so funny. He's such a little shit. But that's the only time I've seen that happen.
At least it wasn't like a 40-year-old. Then that's when it's sketchy.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, I don't want to confront this dude.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad.
So how many shows were you playing a year usually before COVID? Was it just like every weekend?
Yeah, probably like around 100.
100 shows, like
Yeah.
2 a week.
Yeah.
Nice. And
I'd try to do like, ideally, I think I'd be at like 150, 200. That's where I want to be.
oh shoot, what just happened?
I'm breaking stuff, Ben.
Oh, you're good. Oh, the light fell. Let me give you some more slack.
Trash in the studio.
No, it's all good. There we go. While I'm doing that, I'm going to talk about this cool artwork that my grandma and grandpa made back in the day, John and Rosemary Bauer, this house that he built. They were really creative people, and they made this cool 3D mixed media piece of art from trash, like all the way to the side. What is that? Is that a silo? What do you call that? Silo? That is a toilet paper cardboard roll.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just like a bunch of different stuff. It's cool. I've had that in this house my whole life. And thank God I didn't break it because I used to play with it when I was a kid.
Looks very
My-
breakable.
Yeah, I used to put my G.I. Joes on it and stuff until I realized I probably shouldn't. But yeah, they were really creative and they didn't have a lot of money, so they would just make art out of anything. Like, there's a bunch of really cool circular saw blades at my parents' house, like 2 or 3 of them. It's the blades that my grandfather used to cut the wood to build this house. My grandma took them and painted on them, and
Oh, cool.
they're just hanging up.
Nice.
It's like, yeah, they were really creative with that.
That's
so.
awesome. That looks like something out of like a claymation movie, you know, where you have a little scene and people walking around.
Yeah, like an animation.
Yeah.
film. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I like I said earlier, whenever I'm like, I couldn't get an artist to provide any artwork for the podcast, I just go over to my house and grab cool artwork my family made that I'm like, they would appreciate it if I promoted this, right? I mean, they're not around anymore, but it's just cool stuff that's never been looked at by the public. They're
Yeah.
just things that we hang up around the house. But,
That's a good one.
yeah. All right, we're back at it. I thought it would be a good one because, you know, you worked on a farm.
Yeah.
It's a farm.
Farmy.
Have you always been like that, like an outdoorsy, like working outside with your hands on the farm? Because you grew up in Old Naperville, right?
Yeah.
Which was kind of that's a farm town.
Was. Yeah.
Was.
It was
Now it's
city.
it's a weird place now.
Weird. Yeah.
Like
it's-
when people say Naperville, I go, oh, great.
Yeah.
It's like a brewery and
I wish there were more breweries.
an Apple store and
Definitely that. Yeah. They got a good pizza joint downtown. Lou Malnati's.
they got Lou Malnati.
Lou Malnati's. Lou Malnati's.
They have a really good coffee shop, Sparrow Coffee. Place is great.
Where's that?
I don't know.
I haven't been downtown in probably a long time. Long time.
It's by the river.
Yeah.
It's by some taller buildings than other ones. I don't know the streets very well. I go there twice a year.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Whenever I want like good coffee, that's where I go to Sparrow. Just try something new.
Yeah. What were we talking about? Farming? Naperville?
Farming. Yeah, it's an old farm town.
It was. Yeah, my mom grew up there, and that's all it was.
When did it start changing? Like the 90s?
I mean, it was changing probably. It's just been a slow build.
Oh, yeah. But now it's like a thing. It's like people talk about it. It's like, oh, people go there for the day.
Yeah.
To like do
well,
stuff.
downtown is crazy.
That's what I'm talking
It's
about.
like a
There's stuff
retail
everywhere.
retail
Yeah.
mecca.
It's like an outdoor shopping center, the whole area.
Whole town.
Molly's Cupcakes here and
Yeah.
this, that, and brewery this and a restaurant. It's just everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really fool with it anymore.
Doesn't seem like your style.
No.
And the big city like Chicago, you don't play a lot of shows.
I'd like to.
Yeah.
If I knew how. I think if I was in the mix, like if I was around.
Just gotta go reach out to more venues.
Yeah.
I know plenty of people in the realm of playing like
You do. I should talk to you about it.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, do what you've been doing for all the other shows you play. Just email the crap out of places.
Yeah.
Just bug
Yeah.
them. You have a large amount of material to show, videos, recordings. You're out.
Yeah.
You have what, 3 albums?
No.
Hey, dude, no?
I don't know. Some of them don't count.
All right, how many albums do you have then?
Well, I got like one full length that's on.
You've Sun Up.
Yeah, but I don't think that's on the internet anymore. I took that down.
You hate everything. You're so particular.
Well, I like the newer stuff. I got some new stuff coming out. I recorded a new EP in January. It's got 5 songs on it. They sound pretty cool.
And then that'll be gone in 3 years. Won't exist on the internet.
No, I think that one's gonna stick around. And the one I did last year, I think is gonna stick around. So I'm releasing an EP last January, and then the January before, and I'm releasing it in October as like a double EP vinyl. So there'd be an EP on each side.
Nice. I've been waiting for you to do vinyl, man.
Yeah. So I finally I'm going through Smash Plastic in Chicago. I just sent everything off a couple days ago, and I'll probably get it back mid October. So,
First time doing vinyl?
So I went to Nashville in the beginning of 2020 and recorded at Bomb Shelter Studios and hired Andrea he's the owner, and I hired him to produce, and he put a band together. And then I did that again this past January. And so I basically have the same band plus a couple different couple people playing different instruments on there. In addition. Yeah. So I'm gonna release that as like a one record type deal. It's 2 different EPs, but there'll be one on each side.
One is full band, one is just you?
Both full bands. It's the same band.
Okay.
I'm trying to
So you are a band guy now.
Well, I feel like when I go to the studio, I need to be. I want to be.
So what does it entail? What's going on? What are the instruments?
Just drums, bass, guitar, piano.
Upright or electric?
Upright.
Cool.
Fiddle, pedal steel, banjo.
So a lot.
It's a big band. Backup vocals.
Man, those types of musicians, the studio, like folk country musicians, are so good.
It's nuts.
They've been playing since they're 5. Anybody who starts playing fiddle, like, oh, you've been playing for 30 years.
Yeah.
You're perfect.
Yeah.
You don't mess up.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They think they mess up, but they don't mess up.
I would never hear it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a big sound. I really enjoy listening to it. So I probably am not going to pull that off the internet. Once it's up there, it's going to stay.
So if you didn't pull anything off, how many would you have?
Probably 3.
3.
4.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, between that and it's actually helpful that you've toured the country, because a lot of booking agents look at that. They ask, like, have you toured the country? You know, like, you might be able to do an audio tree, to be honest.
That'd be cool.
A lot of their criteria is like, have you toured the country before?
I haven't seen an audio tree video in a long time. Are they still
yeah, they're still doing them.
very
Yeah.
busy? Yeah,
You can definitely pull one off. You should reach out to them.
that'd be cool.
You got portfolio, got the skill, you got videos, you got records. Once you do the double EP with vinyl, that's a good selling thing too.
Yeah,
People love that.
yeah. I'm excited for that.
I'm gonna get one. Can you sign it for me?
Yeah,
I need John Till's John Hancock on it.
it'll be $200,
What are you gonna sell them for, like 25, 20,
30.
30?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Sell yours. Yeah, why not?
I don't know. I think
you should.
I mean, I think at a lot of shows I see that's what vinyl's going for.
What just black? Any different colors?
Yeah, I was gonna do the Coke bottle thing, but then I looked at like my color scheme and just regular black. I think it's gonna work best, and it's cheaper.
Yeah, you do 30. How many are you gonna get pressed?
250.
Nice. I want the first one.
You got it. You got it.
You're like, I'm giving it to my mom and dad.
So yeah, I'm excited for that.
That's awesome. Good for you. I'm glad. I love when bands get vinyl, and it's another step up.
Yeah.
And it's another step in the.
Well, I keep making these CDs, and people keep having less CD players.
Nobody has CD players,
Yeah.
shot.
It's like, why am I doing this?
I keep telling bands don't do CDs.
I sell them though at shows.
Because you're in the middle of nowhere. They didn't get the memo. CDs don't exist anymore.
I got 1,000 of them, Ben. They definitely exist.
Yeah, I have 1,000 too, and I have nowhere to play them.
Yeah.
My laptop doesn't accept them.
Yeah.
Computers don't work with them
Make
anymore.
good coasters.
Does your car have a CD player?
My new one does not.
Yeah, my 2015 Honda Civic's the last year they made for
Okay.
CD player, so I could still use them, but I just don't. Like between Spotify, I'm a big proponent of buy a vinyl, especially off Bandcamp, because you can download the uncompressed WAV files with it, which is awesome. So when you're streaming the MP3, there's a lot of issues going on. You lose a lot of high end, a lot of low end. The algorithms don't really work well. You have to even go into your settings, to advanced settings if you play for premium, and select highest quality when streaming through or through your cellular data and Wi-Fi for upload and download speeds. A lot of people don't know that. So for those listening, if you have Spotify, go to your settings and deliberately go click the high quality settings. Otherwise, they'll just put it down to the lowest setting, and it's kind of a waste of your money.
So you're listening to WAV files on Bandcamp?
On Bandcamp, you can download off the WAV files if you
Bandcamp's
buy a
awesome.
vinyl. There's a couple other places you can do it, but that's a great source. And on my laptop, I have a great library of every vinyl I bought through there, a lot of local bands, of like their uncompressed, WAV files. Some are 24-bit, 44.1, some are 16. And that's cool. It's cool to have like the vinyl, listen to the living room with my friends. The WAV files, if I go anywhere, I can listen to my laptop, and then I have Spotify when I'm in the car or just at a party.
Yeah.
But the CD thing doesn't really fit into that
Not
world
anymore.
anymore. It's like
Yeah.
have streaming and have vinyl.
Yeah.
Like you get the best of both worlds. You get that analog, deliberate, let's sit down, drink some wine, smoke a joint, listen
Yeah.
to music, and it's like, oh, we're like doing stuff, I'm mowing the grass, put on Spotify.
Yeah.
It kind of curbs each appetite.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm not getting CDs, man.
What about shirts?
Yeah, I got all sorts of shirts.
I have your blue John Till shirt with the pocket.
Yeah. I still have those, and I got a couple different ones. And I'm getting some new ones made for the new artwork for the new EP.
Any pins, stickers?
I like to do some pins.
Do some pins and stickers. I got some pins and stickers for you.
All right.
Some Benny Brain ones.
I like this.
Yeah, I wish when I have more money, I'm going to start getting mugs for each guest, but until then,
Well, this isn't for me.
I know I wish.
Shit.
I want to.
That's cool. I like the color scheme.
Yeah.
I like a little picture of you down there.
I know. Everyone loves it. Everyone's like, it's so
You're so
wholesome.
cute.
I got 4 fingers. Yeah. No, the person who made this is a great artist. That's why I wanted them to do it.
Yeah, it was
That's
great.
my favorite thing to do with artists. Like, I've said this before on the podcast, but whenever I work with artists, which is all the time, I try not to give like any details. I'm very loose on it because I want what they do to shine through.
Yeah, right.
I don't want to control, like, I don't do animation or illustration. I have no idea what I'm talking about. So I just say like, well, I just want a brain with 2 hands grabbing it and like
Yeah.
maybe like me.
Yeah. That's
And
great.
she came up with that. And it's
That's
like,
awesome.
I gave, I think, one word of advice, like, I think a beard. I think that's it. Other than that, she did all of it. And I was like, yeah, it's perfect.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tricky. 'Cause, like, when we work with artists for me, like, for like album art or whatever, I don't really do well like trying to guide people in terms of like my vision artistic, because I'm the same way. I don't know anything about it. I know what, like, in my head what I'm thinking, but I
Yeah.
love when it comes back with something that's like totally different, not what I was expecting, and it's just
Well, it's why you choose the artist. Like, you like their eye
yeah.
and their taste, what they can do. Just like someone might hire you to play a private show because
Yeah.
they like what you do. Why they might ask you to play a show.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
When people want your ability, your skill set, hire you for something.
That's ideal.
It's ideal.
When they're seeking yours.
Yeah, when they see like, I want you. No, it's kind of surreal. You're like, me,
Yeah.
little old me.
Yeah.
It's weird, but again, you got to find value in what you do. That's the hardest place. That price tag is the weirdest place to get. Like, what to say, how much to charge.
Yeah, it's a struggle for sure. 'Cause I'm definitely not a business like minded person.
Mm-mm. Didn't you study that in college?
Yeah. I don't understand it at all.
I don't know why I remember that about you, but I just love the fact. I don't know anything about business. Didn't you get a degree in that? Yeah.
Yeah.
What was your main focus in business?
Getting out of college. I started with English and got halfway through the program, and then I just didn't keep up on the reading, and then I just switched and graduated on time.
English literature, English language?
Yeah, English lit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why that? You always been into reading?
I was going to teach. Yeah, I liked reading, sure.
You wanted summers off, huh?
Yeah.
That's one of the funniest things about teachers. Like, you could always tell when there's that teacher who's like, I just wanted summers off.
Yeah.
I didn't actually want to be a teacher.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I got through it. I got like halfway through the program, so I was like in the schools. I was doing like hours, like tutoring and doing all that stuff, and I began to realize that I had really no place being in a school. And I was like, hey, I probably should not be in this program anymore.
She went over to business.
Yeah. Well, I knew then that like I wanted to pursue music, which is crazy to think, because like back then I didn't really know how to play, but yeah, I just remember that was what I wanted to pursue. So I got out of college and worked for the Park District and did all that stuff, and then started gigging.
22.
Yeah.
And when did you start doing the box routine?
When did I buy the cajon specifically? I think I was like 24, 25.
So like 10 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What sparked that idea to do the one-man band thing? That's not a common thing.
It is now.
It is now. It wasn't
Yeah.
then. 2010.
Yeah.
I never seen anything like it when you
Yeah.
came through. I've seen a couple things kind of resembling that,
Yeah.
but not in the same fashion. But not the way you do it.
I don't know. Like I knew, for whatever reason, I knew from the beginning that I was never going to be in a band. Because I listened to Mississippi John Hurt when I was a kid, and I was like, that's it. Like that was like a light bulb.
Who?
Mississippi John Hurt.
I'm not sure who that is. Never heard of him.
You should check him out. Just a finger picking Delta style guitar player. Just
Was that a lot of things you grew up with? Blues?
I mean, that's what caught me early on. Was him, and like Mississippi Fred McDowell, and like my brother bought me the chess recordings of Muddy Waters when I was a kid, and I just listened to that a lot. So that was kind of like what I was after, you know. And those, like, for John Hurt, like, he was like solo guy, and he was doing, I mean, it was everything for me. Because, you know, you got the Travis picking, but you're also, you know, you're running your solos with your other fingers. So they're complete guitar parts. And then I figured if I could do that, and I could throw some drums in with it, like, that's it. And then I saw some other guys doing it. I went and saw a guy named Chris Smither at Old Town School of Folk Music when I was right around that same age. And he just pops a piece of 3/4-inch plywood down, throws a little 58 or 57 down, he mics up his feet. You know, he's got nice dress shoes on. He just gets that
Stamping his
clap.
feet.
Yeah.
That's cool. You ever play there? Old Town School of
I
Folk?
wish.
You could play there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why
Let's do
not?
it. I don't know.
Like, that's your bread and butter. Cup of tea.
I would love to.
School of Folk Music.
Yeah.
I feel like you could teach there.
I don't know about that.
I feel like you could teach what you do there. The one-man band thing.
Yeah, maybe.
Something like
Those
that.
teachers there, they're super smart.
So were you, though.
No, I'm not. You're wrong about that, Ben. But yeah, playing there would be amazing. I had some like really, really amazing experiences seeing shows there.
Yeah, me too.
Chris Miller was there. That changed the ball game for me because I mean, he's one of the greatest in terms of like contemporary style blues players. And then I saw like, I'm a big fan of like the North Mississippi All Stars, and I saw them play there. And I saw William Elliott Whitmore play there. He's another solo guy he's from Iowa. Very much like a one-man type deal, ethos to him. So seeing that type of stuff early on was just like, okay, that's the avenue. And I never really like hung out with a lot of musicians, so it was just like,
Where you came up, not a lot of musicians?
No, I mean, there's definitely it was happening, but I just didn't really get involved with it. I was a gym rat.
How so? What do you like? Elaborate.
Just lifting weights, playing football,
Bench
playing
press.
guitar. Yeah. So.
Yeah, that tends to happen. I've noticed that there's a lot of people that get stuck in that avenue of like fitting that part of the athlete, the gym, and you either think you don't have enough time to pursue a hobby or a fun activity like playing music, any type of art, but a lot of people want to, but they get put in that avenue.
Yeah.
Looking, dressing a certain way, being a certain size, a certain demeanor.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like they feel.
It's all up here.
It's all in the head. They feel afraid to do that, to make that change. I've met many people who are in that path. They're just like, I didn't know, like, oh yeah, I write creative literature. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Or I want to be like an audio engineer, but like they want a completely different avenue.
Yeah.
And they almost resent it the whole time. They hate what they do. They wish they could do something creative. That person who made that awesome metal work right there had a really good, corporate business job and quit that field to be a sculptor, a metal sculptor. Now does it full time.
It was the right move.
Oh yeah, it's cool stuff.
That's awesome.
She makes crazy cool stuff and does that full time. And I know a few people who have done something like that. Not many, but I suggest more people do it because you can't take your money with you.
Yeah, that's the hardest thing. Is like people getting over the monetary situation.
Can't take the money with you.
Yeah, and like making the move to do like something you're passionate about. You're not going to get. Most times, you're not going to get like financially backed by that. I never gave a shit about money in terms of like wanting to buy a whole lot of stuff, fit in any kind of like suburban mold. I was always a passion project kind of guy. That's the farming thing and the music thing. It's just how it kind of all worked out. Just living cheap.
What do your parents think of it?
I have their full support.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's always a really helpful thing.
Yeah, initially, like there was a little quandary because they're like, you want to do whatever I just listened to? You want to do that for a living? You should probably practice some more.
They always got to be. It's good to be a little bit of that.
Oh, for sure.
But at the end of the day, if you keep with it, it's like, okay, you've been doing it for years. All right, I should probably get behind this.
They
this
are always
a joke.
Yeah, they always supported me from the jump. My mom bought me my first guitar.
Oh, cool.
So yeah. It's just I was bad at it, so like she was kind of nervous. Well, maybe you should have like something else to do.
No one's good.
Right.
It takes time. It takes a decade to get good. I mean, you have the anomalies, the freaks out there that are just prodigies, but you can't count on that for everyone.
Yeah.
Most people have to put the effort in, and it takes time. It's hard to see. It's scary because they came up already before us, and they knew people.
Yeah.
They're our parents. They had friends. They had siblings. They had cousins that tried stuff like that, and they saw what happened to them. They saw the failings. They saw the death and destruction, and the abuse, and I don't know. So they're scared. It's like they don't want to see their kids do that.
Yeah.
But you never know if you don't try. You can at least try. If it doesn't work, at least you tried something. You tried a passion project. You tried figuring out something you're into. But to just belittle it and be above that and be like, oh, there's no money in that. Get a real job. It's like, what's a real job? So you can work for some other company and make some $1 billion? Like, why?
Yeah. I go out and make my own money.
Yeah. Like, it's truly yours.
Yeah.
Like, you sat at home or in a barn or outside or in a car and created the songs, the melodies, the rhythms, literally everything. You saved up the money to record it, to keep it harnessed in time and space on a medium, and then, keep doing the touring, saving up for a van. Like, that's all you. So when every dollar you get, it's like, it's your money.
Yeah.
You did that.
I couldn't do anything else.
No.
No way.
I can't either.
Yeah.
When I hear about people's jobs, I just curl up inside for them.
Yeah.
I don't actually. I'm elated to do what I do, but I feel very sad sometimes when I see people truly miserable, loathing their existence over it. I don't loathe anything.
But I think that also might just be a person that's just choosing to loathe. I think there's a lot of that too.
You can find pride in anything you do.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And you can find ways to support, a lifestyle that you want through doing something.
You can also have hobbies. There's time in the day.
Yeah.
You can have a hobby. You can find a positive outlook on your work and come home and do something fun. You can still play guitar with a lot of bands that come through. They're not doing it full time. They're just doing it on the side, and they still have fun.
Yeah.
They play shows and they do it here and there, and they're like, they know they're not going to have that really lucrative career in it, and they're just having fun.
Yeah.
Just doing it on the side after work, which is great.
Yeah.
Why not?
Do
Passion
you.
project. Yeah. Or and then some people like yourself, I meet a handful of people that like just go on full throttle, and you don't have a house or a fancy car.
Yeah.
Some people do. But you're at an age where it's like it took a long time to get to that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, but you don't have like a house and like this big old pension plan and all that stuff.
Right. So it's like, why? Yeah. The career thing was never tempting for me because I never wanted anything that it would afford. You know? Mm-hmm. It's like I never really lusted for any of that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, why do something I don't even like to support a lifestyle I don't even want?
That's a hard thing for some people to get their head around.
Yeah.
They want to have kids, the marriage, the shower, the honeymoon, the looks, everything about it. They want to post on Facebook about it.
Yeah.
They want all that. And it's like, it's not that hard to understand, people. Think about the passion and the energy you have for that. Now imagine you just put it to something else. Like that's what you're doing. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing. You still get joy and love and
for sure.
have camaraderie with it.
Yeah.
It's a different avenue.
Yeah. And like I understood this avenue you're explaining over here. Like I've seen it my whole life, So it's like, well, I kind of just want to do something different. I mean, it's not that different. There's millions of people doing what I'm doing right now.
I wouldn't say millions. It's not as many as you think. On their own, full time, it's not that many.
How many?
It's not millions.
No.
Full time, I know millions that do it. Not personally millions, but millions that do it. That again, they went to work, they come home, and then they do it. Like that is your work.
Yeah.
Yeah. You woke up today to come on and do a podcast on a Monday. Most people woke up and either went and logged into their laptop to work remotely, or they got in their car and drove 25, 30 minutes for work.
Yeah.
And they're there right now. You know.
Yeah.
So it's a different ball game.
Yeah.
When you're doing it full time on your own, making your own hours, swinging it left and right, it doesn't really stop. Like your work day doesn't ever really stop or begin, right?
Yeah.
It's just sun up to sundown. Whenever you can get done, the emails, the thinking, writing songs.
I think the biggest thing for me, the hardest thing is just kind of figuring out how to allocate your time properly. So I can sit down and play, like I have been for a while. I got in this routine where I just put the metronome on and I set it for half an hour, and I'll just pick up each instrument and just do it at a really slow click for half an hour. And I could do that every day. Wow. I do it for like 3-4 hours.
Banjo, guitar.
Yeah.
And
then slide. But then like I have to be like, okay, at noon I have to stop doing that. I have to do emails. I have a website that I haven't updated, and I just got a website put up and I haven't put anything on it. And it's been like that for months. People are like, where are you playing shows? Like, where do I find this out? So I need to like be a better businessman.
It's hard though when you're wearing all the hats.
Yeah.
Some bands don't have to do any of that. Some don't even have to do their social media presence. How do you handle that? What are your feelings about social media?
I do it poorly.
That's why I asked.
I don't do a good job at all.
It's hard. It's a game. It's this weird chess game.
Yeah.
All
I do is talk shit about it.
Yeah.
That's all I do. And it's like, everyone's like, okay, we get it, but we're in this world, so stop talking. Like, no one cares about it.
It is the world. Like, it's synonymous now. You can't just be like, oh, I'm a musician. Like, that's it. It's like you don't exist if you don't exist on the internet.
Yeah.
You just don't.
No.
If you're not on Instagram and Facebook, who's John Till? Never heard of him.
But also, I very much do exist, and then I can go play a show to people that don't know who I am, and, then they know at the end of the day.
But then where do they find you? Then what they want to do is go on the internet, find you so they can follow you and keep up with your life and follow you the next show and find out when your vinyl comes out. Buy your poster, buy your T-shirt.
I'll talk about that stuff, but I'm not like on the daily like trying to like update people on the scoop, because
on the scoop.
I don't.
A day in the life.
I don't give
John
a shit.
Till.
Yeah.
I don't care either, but I know everyone else does. So you got to do it to keep the machine turning.
Yeah, but fuck the machine.
I agree, except the machine gives you a life to live.
It does. So I'm walking like a minimalist balance. Like I'm not doing a whole. I mean, it's not even like a conscious thing. It's just like,
you know who can afford to do that? People who already have the millions of dollars. The ones that do get to stay off the internet.
Yeah.
And everyone, you can't use them as an example because they don't have to do anything. Their name already speaks for themselves. They have a big brand, a big name.
I bet you there's a whole bunch of dudes out there, and they're just doing it. And you don't know about them, but they're out there making a living, doing what I'm doing, basically, playing shows.
Best part about it is we can't even think of one.
Right. That's my point. But they're probably making a living. They're probably doing fine.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Probably is probably the right word
there.
Yeah. I honestly, I'm playing devil's advocate here because I agree with you.
I'll post a story on Instagram, Ben, and it's what are stories 15 seconds long.
Yeah.
And you get the stats on it. People can't even make it through 15 seconds. It's like, are you fucking kidding? Like, we are at the race to the bottom of the brainstem.
Yeah.
It's like, am I going to keep like pumping into this? It's just fragmentation of the mind.
I agree, but I just know I find a way to have fun with it. I try to have fun with it.
Yeah, you do it well.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I try to be goofy.
Yeah.
It's just life. Very transparent. Everything I'm posting is literally what I'm doing.
Yeah.
If it's a band, if it's a podcast, if it's going on a hike, if it's listening to records and drinking coffee, it's like this is life. It's about music and enjoying it. That's all I really show and talk about. I always try to promote other people.
Yeah.
I get to hide behind DZ Records and just put everyone else on a pedestal and kind of get away from myself. Whereas it's different for you because it is you.
Yeah.
It's like, it is me, but I get to I'm promoting you on that story.
Right.
Promoting a band when I'm posting a vinyl. I'm promoting a coffee company when I'm doing, I get to kind of stay. Ben gets to hide.
Yeah.
So I get it. I'm lucky enough to be able to hide a little bit, but when it's your own name, it's like, hey, I'm John Till, and this is me. This is my music. It's a different type of headspace because I know a lot of solo artists do have a hard time with that. When it's all the eye is on you, it's hard. When you're kind of a more to yourself type of person,
It's weird.
it is weird.
Yeah.
I don't blame you. I sympathize. I know a lot of solo artists that are like a band I'm in. My friend, she has a hard time with it too because it's like her name, and she's like, I want to just be like a band and not worry, not have it be about me. But it's like you write all the songs; they're your songs. It is kind of about you.
Yeah.
We're the hired guns. We're
Yeah.
just you are the front of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's great.
Oh yeah, she's awesome. I'm very grateful. I've been trying to play music with someone who could write and sing like her forever, and I've known her a long time, but everything, like the stars aligned for all five of us to come together. Everyone in the band has been playing music for so long.
When can I come see a show?
Whenever we could play a show. I mean, probably in the fall,
So is that gonna is that the plan?
Yeah, the plan is to play shows in the fall. We've been working on the record. I think we're going to record it this summer, full length,
Okay.
and then should be out in the fall.
Cool.
And we'll play shows. She's excellent, though. I'm very lucky to be playing with people like that. It's fun. I'm glad this whole pandemic, my bubble's been like my band. We just kept practicing and got a lot of music. It's been cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I feel bad for bands that were kind of further detached and they couldn't play together anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe they had wives and kids and stuff at home or whatever, and they just couldn't, or husbands, and they just couldn't play anymore.
Yeah.
Because of those reasons. Or they lived with an elderly person or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, my parents live, a state away, and then I have no grandparents, no one around I had to worry about, no kids. So,
Yeah.
it's just me. I wasn't really too concerned about that,
Yeah.
the element of it. Did you, what happened to you the last year? Did you go hide away? Did you work on a farm? What'd you do to get by?
I was painting houses.
Painting houses?
Yeah.
Or just anywhere you could?
Yeah, just kind of up in the burbs. Did a couple different exterior jobs that are pretty sizable, so that held me over. And then, just kind of, I worked on the songs that I went and recorded. That's pretty much it. I didn't do a whole lot. Wasn't really shit going on.
Yeah. Did you live alone?
I was in Naperville, and then I was in Aurora, and then I just moved back down to Bloomington this winter. I've just been bouncing around. I've been bouncing around for pretty much a year. I just finally got a residence in February after a year of just sleeping on friends' couches and doing all sorts of
hectic stuff.
Yeah, it sucked. I was pretty much living out of my car.
Makes for a fun story, right?
No, I didn't think it's any fun.
A couple of years from now, you'll be like, man,
yeah,
that quarantine, pandemic, living on couch thing was going to make for a great record.
I found myself taking a shower at my friend's house, stepping around his kids' toys in the tub, and I'm like, what am I doing?
Mm-hmm.
What am I doing?
Yeah, I feel you. I still have a bunch of roommates. I get it.
Yeah.
I thought I was going one way, and we all backtracked. Everyone, we had to live together to get through it, and financially, everyone was losing work. Everyone was like, I guess we're all living back together again.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Actually made it fun to have people around.
I had fun for sure. When it first hit, I was living with my sister, and so we hung out for a while, for a couple months, and had a great time. At the onset, it was shit was going down, and everyone was trying to figure out what to do, and I don't know. It was cool.
Yeah.
But then it just got to a point where I don't know. I didn't really didn't think much about like what it was going to be like not to play shows, and it was hard. Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy because I mean, that's never happened before where you just can't really go out and do what you want to do in that regard. So,
yeah, the music and arts industry got destroyed,
yeah,
like annihilated.
yeah,
Like I lost all clients, everyone coming through.
yeah,
If it wasn't for teaching, I would have been in huge trouble.
yeah,
And it's slowly creeping back. But
Yeah.
it's very slow. I think end of summer, fall will be a really massive boom.
yeah,
Huge. I mean, you're planning stuff, I'm planning stuff, everyone's planning stuff. It's like July onward. Everyone's like hoping, man, we have like another 2 months of just kind of like getting it ready, but it's
Yeah.
going to explode. How could it not?
yeah,
Like, so many bands have asked to play
Yeah.
shows, do sessions, DZ Fest, like in the fall. So many, and a lot of them put in the email like, we just want to play again.
Yeah.
We just miss it.
yeah,
I was like, I get it. I never thought, doing the fest and having shows every single month for years was extremely exhausting.
yeah,
But I never thought I'd miss it so much.
yeah.
I was like, oh man, this is a boring Saturday night. There'd used to be 100 people in my
Yeah,
basement.
man, it was so weird, like having weekends off.
Yeah. I never had weekends off
Yeah.
for a decade. I didn't
Yeah.
have a Sunday free. And now
Yeah.
I'm like, Sunday, huh? This is
Yeah.
what we do, huh?
Yeah,
Sit around and
I'd like go hang out with friends that had been hanging out like for weekends for years,
Yeah.
and like, oh, this is what you guys do on weekends. This is cool.
yeah, it was weird. And now when they're coming back, I got used to having the weekends.
Yeah.
And now bands like, oh, can we do sessions? And I'm like, oh, but that's my Sunday.
Yeah, man, that's
I
my
got
day
that.
off.
I got that day off. No, I'm glad. I'm
So
like,
am
yes,
I.
please, let's do it.
Like I said, I got 3 gigs this weekend, and there's nothing I love more. Like I love playing like a Friday night, and then like a Saturday farmers market, and then a show Saturday night. That show Saturday night is just
Cool.
yeah, because I'm so like greased up just from like having been doing it for 6 hours prior to that show. I love that.
You do a lot of farmers markets.
I do a couple a year.
Okay.
I think I'm doing like 3 or 4 this year.
That's
It's
cool.
great. Like you start at 9, you play till whatever noon. It's just so laid back, and people love it at farmers markets.
Is it so like through a PA system and stuff?
Yeah, I plug in. I run my own sound and stuff.
That's cool.
I'm playing one in Kankakee, and then I'm playing 2 markets up, kind of like McHenry up north.
You ever played the Edgewater one in north side Chicago?
Mm-mm. I've done the Logan Square one,
Okay.
which is awesome.
Check out the LaGrange
Crazy
one too.
though. Like I remember the Logan Square one. Like I had to park a couple blocks away, and I had to like leave my shit, like making trips.
Scary.
Horrifying. I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I think at one point I had a buddy there that was with me that could like hang out and like, watch my shit while I walked, because the parking was hard on a Saturday afternoon in Logan Square.
Let me know the next time you do it. I'll hang out and watch your gear.
All right,
No worries. 'Cause I'll be hanging out anyway. I want to go to the farmer's market.
sounds good.
I'll be like, I know this guy. It's all good. Take his gear. $10. John, I sold you gear. I got $300 for you.
But yeah, like that's the other thing. I don't know. Yeah, so a couple of farmers markets this year. Like some of them are coming. Like Bloomington, I used to play that one pretty regularly, and they didn't do music last year. And they're not doing it this year, just with all the COVID stuff. But
Yeah, I wonder what they're going to do with shows, indoor venues. You hear, little remnants of
they just limit the capacity.
capacity. They're going to check a vaccine card. I don't know how legitimate that is.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I mean, that's it. I see both sides of that. It sounds
Yeah, what are you gonna walk around with a lanyard?
exactly.
I
Or
have access.
it's a tricky one.
Or what is
Like,
that, like the passport, vaccine passport? You
Yeah.
can travel?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like I'm very much on the fence about that. Like
Yeah.
I see the pros and cons of both. I just don't know where I like it now, but I don't know where it ends. It could be a short term thing, I think it's fine. But what if it keeps getting crazier and crazier, and you have to like constantly show weird proof of these personal things to go do stuff?
I think once you give authority that kind of power, it's gonna be hard to get it back.
Yeah,
Like they have the ability to do these things, and they learn that they can do that. And I don't know.
I mean, sometimes it starts out without malicious intent,
Right.
but when you get the wrong people in power, then we all know what happens. I mean, look what the last situation. Every presidency's a nonsense, a joke.
Yeah.
Everyone kills people. Everyone
Yeah.
bombs people. But the last one was very uniquely miserable. There was a couple things that happened that never happened before. And the last time you were here was January 6th. It was a Wednesday, and you came in to do a session, and everything was peachy and great. And you're like, all right, Ben, later. And you're like, went outside. I went outside. I was like, John, come inside.
I forgot something.
You forgot something.
Yeah.
And you're like, I was like, John, you got to come check this out. Come sit in the living room. You came in, and we're watching the attack on the Capitol.
Yeah.
Like you, Eddie, and I were like, what is going on? I've never seen anything like that in my life.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody has.
Nobody has.
Yeah, so like those types of things were going on, But I don't know. It's all a mess. I have a hard time associating and affiliating with any political party anymore,
Yeah. Same.
That upsets people for some reason. If you can't fit in those two lanes.
People like being upset.
People do like to be upset.
It's like a commodity now.
Yeah.
People can deal it around and like exchange it. And,
it's a currency.
yeah. Anyways, I do not want to get into being upset.
I love how many topics you try to avoid. I was like farming. You're like, no.
No.
Depression. No. Sad lyrics. We're not talking about it. I'm like, I keep trying to pry, and you're like, no. Those doors are closed, padlocked. You can't cut them open.
No.
So, did you grow up doing music with anybody in your family? Musical siblings, parents? You had 6.
It was always playing. Like people always.
Anybody play any instruments?
My brother brought a guitar in the house when he got back from college. That's actually the first guitar I ever played. He had a little Yamaha acoustic. We actually came home with a Strat and like a big Fender amp, like a twin. I don't even know what they're called. I don't know shit about electric guitars. But he had a big rig that he brought home from college, and he had a computer with a DVD player on it, and like he had like Stevie Ray Vaughan DVDs and stuff at like Austin City Limits. I was like, oh, this is cool. He came back with long hair and shit. And I was like, this is awesome.
Inspired your long hair.
Yeah. But first acoustic guitar was probably his that I started playing. And then, yeah. I mean, we all did band and stuff in school, but nothing stuck.
Nothing stuck. So was it like your group of friends, everyone in the sports? That's just the avenue you kind of went into, football?
Some of them were, some weren't. The ones I grew up with didn't play sports. But then, yeah, I became friends with guys later on that were in football and all that shit. So, kind of kept the foot in both worlds.
Yeah, I did as well. A lot of sports and music. I like both,
Yeah.
but I had the complete wrong mindset to be an athlete. I had the mindset of what I do with music. I wanted to use like athleticism as like a creative outlet. I thought it's very like poetic and creative to like watch someone do something fluently and effortlessly with their body, their abilities to map out how to get a basketball from here to here and execute a plan and a play and play like read defense and do all that, like the art of it, and not the competition part of it. I was so not competitive. I did not care if we lost. I'd smile when I lost. I'd be like, oh, we did well. I scored a couple points. Terrible athlete.
Yeah, that's no good, Ben.
No.
You can't be smiling about losing.
I didn't care if we won or lost. I just wanted to play. I just wanted to like have that act, get the heart rate going, jumping, doing a cool play, trying a cool move, having fun with people. So I was good at that. Terrible at being an actual competitive athlete. And I was like, I should probably just stick to music because that's that world where you get to do that and you don't have to worry about, you don't win.
When did that realization happen?
The interviewer. Probably at about 14 years old.
Okay, so that's pretty young.
Yeah. When I picked up a guitar at 14, I was like, I'll still play sports, but I really just want to have fun. It's always for fun.
Yeah.
I'll just stick with music. Yeah, 14, and that's when everything kind of changed a lot. So, 17 years. Yeah. You know Jake Willis?
Mm-hmm.
He does something similar to with his crazy drum kit.
His farmer drum machine.
That thing is wild.
It's got 10 drums on it?
Yeah, there's like a hi-hat, a ride, a snare, some like shakers, a kick. It's so crazy. And then he does the beatboxing thing.
Yeah.
That guy is wild.
A lot going on.
Wild.
Yeah, he's a wizard.
He's a wizard, yes. It's great. He gave me a shirt off his back once, one of the nicest things ever. He came in for a session, had this awesome shirt. I just loved the color pattern and stripes on it. And I kept talking, like, man, that shirt's so cool. And he's like, we did the deed. He left. Then like 5 minutes later, he's knocking at my door. I open. He's just holding it. He's like, "Here you go, man." Just gave it to me. Literally took it off his back. I was like,
Sounds like Jake.
it was like the second time I met him.
Yeah.
And he just gave it to me. I was like, wow. But yeah, he's
an awesome human.
he's something. His
Crazy
guitar
musician.
collection is amazing.
Yeah.
Never seen anything like it.
No, it's wild.
Yeah.
He's got some old stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Some really cool guitars. Like I thought I have a cool guitar collection.
Yeah, you do.
It's pretty cool, but his is like real vintage, like 50s.
Yeah.
Like some of the coolest era of electric guitar building.
Yeah.
50s.
Yeah.
Like the original stuff.
Does he gig with them?
I don't know. Probably sometimes, but probably sticks to like the 60s ones for that.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if he busts
I'm in
out
that
those.
weird spot right now, too. Like, I got that old Martin, the single O. It's a 58. I'm like,
Ooh,
I played it out.
that's scary. Don't do that. Keep that somewhere safe.
But it's like, I bought it to play it. So I think I'm going to just not play it outside.
Yeah.
Because like last summer I was playing it outside and I was sweating on it and it was just not good.
Even certain times of the year, play it at like that nice, play it inside when it's outside at like 65, 70, like a room temperature in and out.
Yeah.
So the only thing changes in is slight humidity and dryness. But when you have like, oh, I'm playing inside, but it's 95 out and it's 68 in here, that's when you run, or vice versa, it's 23 out and it's 68 in here, that's when you run into problems.
Yeah.
I'd keep it strictly to like same temperature outside and so like spring, fall.
Yeah.
It's probably your best bet.
Yeah, because I got a J45 that's like my workhorse and that thing's pretty solid.
That's what's cool about the fiberglass National, right? You use
It's steel.
steel.
Yeah.
No, that's can't really.
You can knock a house down with that
Yeah,
thing.
you can't really hurt that thing.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's what also is cool about like carbon fiber or fiberglass guitars. Is like you can
Yeah.
like I truly wood is the coolest one to use, but wood is wood.
Yeah.
And it can't handle everything.
Right.
Yeah, you never play electric, do you?
I had a couple and then I just sold them a couple years ago.
Even like a big full hollow body.
Yeah, I had a Gibson 335 or whatever that
Wasn't
was
your
called.
thing? I could see you rocking that really well. Be cool.
I think I could now better than then. I still have the amp. I unloaded the guitar because I needed the money. But it's just like another. I carry around a lot of shit with me at gigs. Like I got 4 hard cases. I got the whole drum thing. There's just a lot of stuff, and it's like throwing an amp and another guitar on top of it. I haven't brought myself to do it yet.
Get a little guy, little amp, little 15
I do.
watt.
I got well, no, not that small. I got a Princeton Reverb. The Fender.
Aren't those 15 watts?
Is that what they
I think they are. Like a 8-inch speaker, 110-inch speaker. Is it a 68 reissue or something?
No.
Is it a vintage one?
No, it's new.
It's probably a reissue.
Yeah, right.
I think they only do like a silver face 68 Princeton Reverb.
That's what it is, yeah.
Forgot you're not into
I don't know anything about it. I have it, but I don't know anything about it.
I'm telling you exactly what he's like. Mate, that sounds about it.
So I don't know. I just used to play electric early on, but I just didn't stick with it. I like the dynamics of acoustic instruments. I particularly like miking up that resonator and miking up the banjo. I just put a pickup in the banjo and I realized that I'm probably never going to use it.
It doesn't sound the same at all.
No, it sounds...
Pickups on acoustic guitars don't translate well at all.
Yeah.
It's just you're not getting the body.
And I don't need it. If I'm not playing with a band, I can just mic everything up.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about that competition,
that
extra bleed.
Yeah.
It's true.
I don't have any feedback issues, really.
Yeah.
So I plug in just the regular acoustic, but the resonator and the banjo I mic up. And that's how it sounds the best.
Have you ever thought about like making your hub into a different place where what the style you play is a more prominent way, like in Texas, Nashville, Tennessee, those types of things?
Yeah. I'd like to get down to Texas for sure. And I was just in Nashville this past week doing my thing. I don't know though. I don't know where I should be. Right now I'm just trying to keep the overhead low and just be able to play as many shows as possible.
I can see you thriving in Austin, Dallas, Fort Worth, those areas.
Yeah. Yeah, I opened for a band, I guess it was 2019, the Vandaliers. They're signed to Bloodshot Records. And I got talking with a couple of them after the show, and they're like, dude, you should come down to Texas. I think they're in Dallas area. They're like, you could do well down there. I was like, yeah.
I think you could. Give me a reason to go. I'm going next week to visit Matt McNeil.
Oh, cool. You driving? Mm-hmm. Nice.
I don't really know how to do any other way.
Yeah.
I never fly.
Yeah, I hate flying.
It's like time travel. It's great, but I just love just seeing the country and just being alone. Put some music on, put on a podcast,
Well, and then like
just go.
the length of flight is really bullshit because you're spending 3 hours to get to the airport, and you're spending 3 hours. It's not the same amount of time, but it's pretty close. Like,
Yeah, it's a 14-hour drive. I'm leaving at 6 a.m. I'll get there at I go a little fast. I'll get there 13 hours. I'll get there at 7.
Yeah.
If I flew between waking up early, the airport, asking someone to drive me there because I am paying for an Uber. The whole luggage check, all that jazz. I don't have any special royalties. I never fly, so I got to do it the hard way. And then the flight's 2 hours and 15 minutes.
It's a long
and it gets
time.
delayed because of something. And then
Yeah.
it is cool. The flying is wild. Like, I love staring just at the wing and just seeing how the physics of it, how it's just working. It's the coolest thing. But driving is just fun. I just like seeing the country, stopping in these weird places,
I'm
the
the same
random
way.
restaurants.
Yeah.
It's just fun.
Yeah.
Seeing everything. Helps you have a appreciation for different people. You meet a lot of interesting people doing it. You might not agree with a lot of them, different ideologies, but you don't know unless you actually go out there and do it. Instead of just assuming all the time what people are.
Yeah.
You got to see this country.
Yeah.
It's big. You got to coexist
And you
with
could,
300
but you could travel.
people.
You could travel on the highway and still not see any of the country.
Well, I always, I get off of it, go
You're
to
doing
different
work,
areas.
getting into towns. Yeah.
I try to do, we're going to try to do some sessions, a podcast there, so I'll meet, new people, different people in different places. It's fun.
How long are you staying down in Texas for?
8 days.
In Texas, like in Dallas or whatever.
Yeah. So driving is 2 of them. So 6 days, 2 days of
What
driving.
are you gonna do down there?
We're going to do a podcast and do some sessions with some bands and just hang out.
At Matt's studio.
Matt's house, yeah, Matt's studio,
house.
yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
You should go down there. They know the
I'd
scene.
like to go with you.
They're part of the scene. You should go hang out down there. They'd get you some cool gigs, help you with the right people. They're great down there, and they have their worlds honed in. They're a big element of it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm tempted to. I always wanted to start DZ Records in another location.
Yeah.
Just need the right people that have the same ideology, philosophy, and work ethic.
Yeah.
They gotta be a little crazy, a little obsessive, a little neurotic. And I think that might be everything you need to be.
So there's a little cocktail there. That'd be sweet. I bet Mac could probably help you out, pull that off pretty.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing their own thing. Matt Black Sound, they have their own thing going on. I'd like to collaborate, but yeah, it's hard. It would be cool to have just that, like this, and West Coast, East Coast, South, North.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
That would be fun.
Man, I wish I was a millionaire so I could just do that.
Someday.
Why? Any
You are a
millionaires
millionaire,
listening?
man. You got a million streams. You're a millionaire.
Listen, we need a millionaire, John, to back us.
Okay.
I'm going to say this every show to every guest. We need a millionaire to invest in what we do. Mm-hmm. Get you a big old tour van with a jacuzzi and OLED TV.
Oh, who?
Your whole band can tour with you.
Yeah.
Man, you would be so cool as John Till, but the band you did your record with.
Yeah.
Just that behind you, it'd be so sick.
There would be.
Let's do it, dude. Let's find a millionaire. Back you up.
Where do we find them?
I don't know. Whenever you hear I did this thing, this idea, and some guy invested in it, it's like, where's that guy for me?
I think you have to put it out there. I think you got to seek it out.
Yeah, the problem with that though is then it's not this anymore. If there's someone who's going to give you that much money, it's going to make it something else. It's a brand, then you're selling stuff to maintain that money.
Well, that's life. You're always going to be something else.
I know. I hate having to make that decision.
That would just be a large accelerant. $1 million.
Oh man, I wouldn't know what to do with that much money.
Yeah, you do.
I would. I know how many guitars I'd buy. I know the
You'd figure it
microphones.
out.
I already got it all mapped out online on Sweetwater, all the gear.
Yeah.
I've made so many checklists of the gear I'd buy if I had that much money just for fun.
Yeah.
It's midnight on your phone. I guess I'll buy that preamp and that microphone.
Do you think about that?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
I'm always thinking ahead, too far ahead sometimes.
About shit that you would buy?
Yeah, I mean, I was planning out the 10th DZ Fest 5 years ago.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But not buying guitar. You got
the gear I would need for it.
Oh, okay.
Stuff I wanted, how I'd get to there.
I understand
the wood,
that. Yeah.
the artist.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
I
want to
thought
do 3 days, but nobody wants to do 3 days.
2 days is probably good.
See? You're one of those people who doesn't want
I mean, That sounds like
you say that until you see how many bands want to play, and then you realize, oh, I could do a week. You know.
Right, but can you?
I can. I don't know if I don't know if these big old babies out there on this planet can handle it.
Big old babies.
I know it's a little much, but I don't know. It's kind of fun.
So it's like all day
it's
Friday?
Like a marathon. No. So instead of doing 40 bands, 2 days, you do 50 bands, 3 days. So it starts later, and everyone gets to, anybody volunteering or coming gets to sleep in late. It starts at 4 instead of noon.
On Friday?
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 4 to 11 each day, 4 to 10:30 each day, 50 bands. So you get to like have that morning off, less stress. It's not chaotic in the morning trying to set up. People could sleep in. They want to go all 3 days, have a day, do stuff, get
So
errands
it's currently
done.
just Friday, Saturday?
Just Saturday, Sunday.
Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, do that. Throw Friday on there.
Thank you.
If you're starting later.
And you get to add 10 more bands to it. Sounds cool. 50 bands play in your backyard.
Yeah, do it.
You hear that, everybody who's listening? I got the approval from John Till, who, that's not your real name.
Yes, it is.
It's your birth name. What time is it?
I don't know.
We haven't been going long. It's only 1.
What time did we start?
I don't know. Hold on, stay here. Let me check this. Let's see how long this thing says.
Probably started at 11, didn't we?
Oh, it's been about 2 hours.
Yeah.
You can go a bit longer. We don't have to do 3 or 4 hours.
All right.
Let's make it 2.
Okay.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. There's no rules.
I understand.
You seem so tired still.
I'm good.
You're like, this whole time you've been like puffy-eyed, just like rubbing around like, I don't want to talk about that.
You knew what you were getting into, Ben.
I know. Well, I asked you 4 months ago, and you were like, yeah. And then you're like, nah, I don't know. You did the Friends of Music one.
Yeah.
6 years ago with Matt.
Yeah.
Man, was I in the same room? Did I leave when you guys did it?
I think you were in the room.
Hanging out, probably
Yeah.
playing video games or something.
We were just down in the basement. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I missed it. That was a fun one. It was completely different. This
Yeah.
is my own thing, but, we did that for 8 years.
Really?
Yeah. Interviewed hundreds and hundreds of bands and
That's
artists.
crazy.
And every friend, everyone I ever knew. Yeah. Well, this is a completely different method, but
Yeah.
it was fun. It was a good time. I got the mindset and honestly the education of the art of talking and like listening, letting the person speak, asking certain questions, learning how to navigate that.
Yeah.
Things like ums and likes, you learn how to kind of take away and not do it as much. When you just speak a lot, you realize you hear yourself back. Like when I'm editing, I don't really edit these, but I hear it and I go like, oh, I don't like how I said that. I stepped on that person's toe, stuff
Yeah.
like that. It's a skill.
I bet.
But I recommend more people do it. Not a podcast, but just talk more. It's sad. A lot of people aren't open to it. They don't talk. They don't ask enough questions. They don't pry to learn about other people instead of just assuming.
Yeah.
You should at least ask, not even personal questions, just talk to people. Go out.
It's a novel idea, Ben.
Thanks.
Talking to people.
You'd be amazed how often people don't do it. They don't talk. They don't hang out. They kind of just assume, like, I don't like that person. Why? I don't know. Because they said something you don't agree with. Well, how would you ever convince them otherwise that their idea might be a little skewed than to have the conversation? That hard. It's because it's hard. It's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You hear something, say a very questionable thing, and you, instead of saying, I don't like that, I don't like you, or I hate that, maybe sit there and, well, why do you think that? Find out where they came from. Maybe they grew up in a certain circumstance that led them to believe that. And if you can bring that to their eyes, a third-party perspective, they can possibly see that and be, oh, I didn't think about it that way. Maybe that wasn't appropriate. Maybe that person is just like me and I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah. It's a hard time to be alive in terms of communication. Things are changing pretty rapidly.
They are. But it's the internet being really loud.
Mm-hmm.
When you go out and just talk and hang out with people, it's not.
That's why,
it's not that bad.
No, it's not. And that's why I don't really like existing in social media all that much, because also it's bullshit.
It is.
So
It is.
that's why I felt really good just getting back to playing shows, because that's like, I know everything. Like when I'm playing a show or a gig or whatever, a corner of some bar where no one's listening, I think that's real life. That's like where I exist. That's where I'm like, that's where I exchange my ideas, whether people receive them well, or whether people give a shit or not, whatever. But like, at least I know like things are tangible.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing on the internet that happens, none of it's real. I mean, it's real. That's a stupid thing to say. But I mean, in terms of like, oh, you get all this interest and people, they give a shit about something you post, and then no one shows up or whatever. Like, what? Like, I don't understand.
Well, you don't know unless you try. It's only like, it doesn't hurt, right?
No.
Because like, what if 1% of it works? So, say if 1,000 followers, 1% works, so like 10 people came out.
Yeah.
It's 10 more than the person who just sits at home wishing that they were doing it and hates their job. Like, it's something.
Yeah.
You know, I always have I don't know, it's not true. It's not real, but I have a 10% rule.
I always thought the interested button was so strange. Like, oh, I'm glad you're interested in the event. That's wonderful.
I hated that one. It should be going or not going.
Yeah.
The interested one annoyed me because everyone started doing that, and I was like, no one's going.
No.
Yeah, those numbers are weird. I used to hate that about, man, I haven't made an event page in forever.
Yeah.
I don't miss that.
Yeah.
I don't miss that, making a spelling error and having some dickhead call me out on it instead of just being nice and messaging me privately. You know, they got to get that one up in life because they're miserable.
Yeah.
Hey, man, it's there, not there. It's like, thank you. I clearly did it on purpose, and I would just love for another adult to call out another adult on this childish platform.
Yeah.
Or maybe you can be a nice person and message me privately and let me know. Or you can just not say anything at all because it really doesn't affect your life.
It doesn't really matter at all. You get the idea.
Yeah. No, that's my favorite part about the internet. I'm glad people do it a lot less because I suck at spelling, but I try.
Yeah. It's weird.
What are you doing for the rest of the day?
Oh, just driving down 55.
Yeah. Oh, the old
Going
55.
back to Bloomington. Just sit down with a metronome. No, I don't know. I'm waiting to hear back on a painting job. So if I'm doing that or...
Outside or inside?
Inside.
Inside.
Oh, I'm painting the barn.
Whoa, that seems like a job.
That'll be cool.
Outside?
Yeah. I power washed it like back in April. I'm just waiting for good weather, but it's going to be real clean and white.
How long does that take?
That'll be like maybe 4 days.
Four 10-hour days?
It's weird. I mean, like there's some high points, but like the sides, the east and west sides of it are all, I mean, it's not really that big. It's not a big barn, but it's going to look really cool because it hasn't been painted in, I don't know, 25 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's probably bad for that wood.
It's still pretty solid. There's some soft spots, but it's going to be nice and shiny.
How old is that barn?
It's like 100-something years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's a really cool structure. And now it's they're running like a little market farm stand out of it now downstairs, so people pull off the road and get fresh vegetables. So
We should have a show there again. Would he be down to do that?
maybe.
That was fun.
Yeah.
We can do it even better now.
Yeah.
Better gear. We know more artists that can hop on it. We could do like solo artists, so it's something crazy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It'd be cool. I'm trying to think what it was like when you were there. I don't think I had built the bar up there yet.
There was the kitchen in the back.
Oh.
You had your
So
spot.
I was living in there.
Yeah, you had the spot in the back.
Oh, okay. I
Bales
couldn't
of hay
remember where
around
yours
the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are some fun summers living in that space.
Get hot up there, or did you have a good breeze?
You had a pretty good cross breeze. Yeah, it would get hot, but I mean, I didn't really care. I was living in a barn, man.
Yeah. If you're living in a barn, you clearly don't care.
I had a possum crawl in the bed with me one night. That I did care about.
That is not good.
That was bad.
That's kind of gross.
I was going to...
That's a low point.
I had to go... It's like, I was getting ready. I had to record the next day. I had to be up at like 8 o'clock, and it was cold out. And he was just trying to get warm.
You just want to cuddle with John
And it
Till.
was probably like 45 degrees. I had a heated blanket on, and I felt something like rustling at my feet. I thought it was a cat, and then I realized that we didn't have a cat at the time. And I turned the light on, and that little possum froze. Just
Wait, can you do it towards the camera?
they just kind of sit there and just show their teeth. They don't.
What'd you do? Did you kick it?
Yeah, booted it. And what did the possum? It hit the floor, and then it sprinted under the bed. So I couldn't get him out from under the bed.
So now you're sleeping above the possum in the barn.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I
no.
could smell him.
Did he smell bad?
Oh yeah, real musky.
How'd you get rid of him?
I just went back to bed. I had a little pump action, little like Daisy BB gun. I was trying to get some rounds off to try to scare him out of there. And I waited there for like 20 minutes, and I was like, I'm not getting him out. So I just turned the light off and went back to bed. He didn't get back in bed with me, though, so.
He knew his place.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll let John be above me. I'll stay under the bed. Man, I've had some similar, not quite as grotesque, like possums are big and kind of gross, but when I had sleep in the DZ for years, there's definitely been large insects and probably a mouse or two that I've definitely felt go across.
Yeah.
I mean, how can I not? It's field mice. I'm out back there.
Yeah.
But no possums or raccoons or squirrels or snakes or anything.
Well, I messed up because like there's a door in the floor to get up into the loft of the barn, and I had left it open. And that was I never did that again, obviously.
You know, but it makes those sleeping experiences make every other sleeping experience so easy and a joke. You're like, I can sleep anywhere, like anywhere.
I've slept in some pretty rough spots.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun. Life's an adventure, Ben.
Well, John, I'm proud of you. I think you're a great musician, a great artist, great friend. Keep doing it. Always have my support.
You keep doing it too.
I do what I can.
You will.
I love it. I'm glad that what I've done in life led me to you and you to me.
Likewise.
For 6 years.
Yeah.
Had some good times. Can't wait for more.
Yep. Some
possum sleepovers. And congratulations on the vinyl and the full band thing. That's really sweet.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear that.
I'll probably have it streaming in the summer.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Anything you want to promote before we end it?
Nope.
No? John Till, find his website with nothing on it. Keep your ears to the floor for him coming through your town. He plays everywhere. And thank you again, John, for coming here.
Thanks for having me, buddy.
No problem. Take care.
See you.